Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magnificent Overreaction Monday, August 28th, 2023. This program starts now. Football is not happening for like the next 2 weeks at the professional ranks, but at the college level, it is already off to an electrifying start. Woo. We can't wait to chit-chat about everything that has happened since we left you last Thursday. A lot has happened. A big-time trade took place, kind of answering a question of the offseason, seemingly very quickly. Jerry Jones says, wait a minute now, if this is fucking a number 3 overall picks available for what? For a fourth rounder? Fucking see you later to that fourth rounder. Number 3 overall pick, fourth rounder. I mean, I'm old. People say I'm a little bit out of touch. There's a photo. What's going on over there back in the day?
Sure.
People said there are things about me being too handsy, maybe too in there. Why is this guy doing press conferences after the goddamn game, every single game? Well, because I'm the owner. How about I haven't won in 28 years? So what? Oof. I know math. Fourth rounder, 3 overall. What's the fucking question here? Send that thing. Get Will Greer the fuck out of town. Was he a number 3 overall pick? I don't think so. So now Trey Lance seemingly going to a place where an owner is going to have a lot of faith in everything that he could potentially become. Michael Irvin back on TV this morning. Welcome back.
Big Mike.
Welcome back to Undisputed, that whole new crew.
Yep.
Michael Irvin said, people talking out of their fucking minds right now. He's saying people are saying this is a threat to Dak Prescott. Trey Lance is not a threat to Dak Prescott. They've won 12 games. Now, they didn't do their thing in the playoffs, which is always going to be what people determine a successful season upon. He said, but people are saying Trey Lance is a detriment or a competition to Dak Prescott are out of their damn mind. Now, Michael Irvin has been a very big Dak Prescott supporter and obviously a big Dallas Cowboys supporter. But I do think that narrative was an interesting one. As soon as Trey Lance gets there, people act like this is back whenever the draft happened. And they're like, oh, this is number 3 overall pick. This guy's here to run the quarterback out of town. Weren't they talking about an extension just a few days ago with Dak Prescott? Wasn't Dak Prescott calling the plays for the last preseason game? And then he did well, by the way.
He did.
Lit up 4 tuds for the quarterback. There's even a little shot from the sideline where Mike McCarthy hears the play call and goes, oh, yeah, I like that play call. Oh, yeah, I like that play call right there. That's a good play call. So Dak Prescott said, I was not informed of this. I'm not worried. It's business. Like, what's it going to take? But people around the NFL and around media types and then on the X, obviously, were like, well, this means Dak Prescott's not in good shape. It's like, I don't know if anybody of any importance actually feels that way, but I do find it fascinating that Jerry Jones said, we thought about Jalen Hurts a couple years ago. You get these big, strapping lads at the quarterback position. Why not? Why not? Especially if something happens to Dak, I appreciate it. But what would Trey Lance become? Doesn't appear that he's going to get a chance to get on the field here in Dallas just yet, but maybe here in a few years, we'll be able to see what this guy's potential is, because allegedly the potential is why he was drafted number 3 overall. We just haven't seen it. John Lynch Shanahan apologized to Trey Lance on his way out. Trey Lance apologized to the 49ers on the way out. Just a misunderstanding, a bad situation, a victim of circumstance is what Shanahan said, and now they're both in a new chapter, but that was a big deal. There was also a wrap-up of preseason happening. We saw a lot of good football being played. We saw college football kickoff this weekend. I got murdered by people that hate me on the internet. Boy, oh boy, there ain't nothing like that.
Wow.
Kind of put the baby down. Why don't you take a nap, Brad and I enjoy this last weekend before we get on the road.
Yeah.
Come back upstairs, open my phone. Oh, I'm trending. Oh, all right. Who did I fucking piss off now? Is the question. Click on my name. Never doing that again. Can't, especially for the next, probably 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Probably the next 10 years or so if I had to go. Accidentally click on my name. Okay, that's right. Don't ever, for you out there, if you ever end up trying, I think a good lesson from this is just don't click it. It's going to be tough because it is your name. And you're like, damn, something must be happening. So I click on, boy, those people do not like old Pat McAfee. They do not. Full name in there, too, every single time. I fucking hate Pat McAfee. It was tough. It was tough to read. I'm going to let you know it was a little bit of a humbling experience, but I want to let all of them know I am so excited to be back in the college game day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait to get baptized yet again in the college football atmosphere in the universe. And I think a lot of them hate me because they think I'm replacing David Pollock, or I had some say in the fact that David Pollock's not on the team anymore. I like David Pollock. Love David Pollock. Actually offered David Pollock a spot on this show weekly. He said, hey, Pollock, if you want to come on the show every single week, would love to figure out how to make that whole thing happen. So I love David Pollock. I love Gino, who's gone. I love Bear, who's gone. Now, I did say Steve Young, need to fire him.
Yep.
Matt Hasbeck, need to fucking fire. A friend of mine, need to fire him.
Let him go.
Keyshawn Johnson, what do you get? Fire him. You know, I did say all those things during the negotiation. But Pollock was not the case. They're saying I don't love college football as much as David Pollock did. I'm not as invested. I don't care about college football. I want to let you know, I have 0 off days for the next 5 months because of how much I am thankful for being in the college football world. You don't think I'm invested. I'm up till like 1 a.m. every single Saturday morning before college game day, making sure I have everything right, because although I did not grow up in the South, I do apologize for that. Well, now, granted, undefeated. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Don't apologize.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to a few people there about it. Because they're mad about the chains, you know. I'm like,
sure.
hey, the Giants?
Of course. No
TV.
tie.
They're not happy about that. No tie. It's like, I apologize. You know, I didn't go to your little Southern, hey, let me put the fucking he. And now, behind closed doors, let me be the worst human of all time. But publicly, it is Sunday's best all the time. You know, that matters more than what you actually are like as a whole thing. But anyways, they hate me. I am lucky and thankful to be in your world. I think after this year, you know, now normally the whites hate me for a little bit when I'm dropped into a new... In WWE, they hated me.
Sure. Same thing.
Sirius XM, still kind of do, but they hated me. Normally, though, after about a year, they kind of come around. Some of these people, I don't think they're ever going to come around. I want to let you know, I hate you too.
There you go.
How about it? But that's not going to slow me down on game day. No, because I love it. I enjoy it. And this year, we're going to be traveling a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
The show is going to be there. So we're going to be able to really feel it. And I appreciate it. It was great to be back on set with the boys. It was great to be back talking college football. And it was great to watch college football happen this past weekend. There's a team, okay, that you need to know about. It's not West Virginia, even though I talked about them a few times on College Game Day. There's a team in Alabama, okay, named Jacksonville State.
Yep.
That is going to be a covering machine this year.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
It is going to be the team that we need to keep our eyes on. Because that guy right there, a little bit of an axe to grind, a lot of spite, and still coaches football the exact same way. Smallest school in D1A. This is their first year up in D1A, also known as FCS, as opposed to FBS, is how Reese Davis explained it all, which makes sense, obviously. But you get it. The highest level, this school is there. They play hard.
Oh, yeah.
They're fast, and they beat UTEP as underdogs, and I think this is going to be a trend all year. Then you think about Caleb Williams, what he was able to do, Sam Hartman, what he was able to do. There was a lot of great football, and we'll dive into all of it. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. The other half of the hammer, Dahn Cowboys. Gumpy has not been deported recently, which is good.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
A couple weeks. All the boys in the back, let's dive right in. Notre Dame fan, obviously it was nice to see Sam Hartman, but with that being said, new quarterback at Notre Dame makes your team better. New quarterback at the Packers appears to be a guy.
Yeah.
There is video highlights surfacing, and I have not watched every single minute of every single preseason game. I do apologize. But every once in a while, a clip will hit my algorithm, and it'll show up on my thing. There's this Jordan Love clip of him running back up into the pocket, stepping up in, running to his left, throwing to his right on like a 17-yard sideline ball or whatever, and you immediately think to yourself, that looks a lot like formerly 12
it does.
of the Green Bay Packers. What have you learned from this preseason? You guys got to be hyped about everything that's going on in the Packers world, especially with the trend. There it is right there. Hell yeah.
Seed.
I mean, that is beautiful. Everybody has a strong arm that's in the NFL, okay? So everybody's like, the guy's got arm talent, the guy's got arm talent. Everybody can make every single throw in the NFL. That's why they're in the fucking NFL. And if they can't, they're not going to be in the NFL for long, which might be the case for Jordan Love, but I don't think it's going to be the case because he has showcased things like this. His moxie comes through in the middle of this throw as well. Even attempting that means his confidence is through the roof. Packers are in a great spot, I think, Ty. You should be very excited going into the season when maybe there was a doubt at some point this offseason.
Yeah, for sure, just because you didn't know. Like, I mean, yeah, he looked good on that, you know, limited time he had against the Eagles, but like still that's one quarter when they were getting their ass beat at the time. So you can't really, it's like, okay, yeah, he threw a touchdown and Darius Slay, who we had on last week, said like, hey, he looks like 12, but like still there's just not enough tape out there for you to be like, okay, we're going to be okay. And then as this everything's progressed in the preseason, it's like every single game you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop and be like, okay, well, where are all the pieces where it's like that's why we were worried, like whether it's accuracy or all the other stuff. He hasn't shown any of that. He's been unbelievable, and I think you do still have to kind of temper it a little bit. I'm not saying the Packers are going to go into the year and win 13 games, but like I really did. I wasn't just being a homer and saying that. Like I really did believe they were going to win the division this year before all this stuff came out, and it's just everything. It's the accuracy, like the timing. I think a lot of people thought that he was going to have one of those things where, like, he gets a little antsy in the pocket, and because he is kind of a good athlete, like his first instinct would be like, okay, I got to take off and just run. Like he's standing in the pocket, he's trying to throw first. The accuracy is the big thing, though. Like every video we saw before this year was like, okay, yeah, he's got a great arm, but like he's not hitting any of these nets where you see all these other guys doing it very easily. Like every single ball that he's been throwing this year, he's putting it right on guys. He's throwing in tight windows. Like you can tell he took all of that time he was behind Rodgers and he learned a shitload. And I really do think the Packers are going to be much, much better than anyone thinks they're going to be this year.
I think so, too. I don't think you're the only one, or we're the only ones that feel that way. It's starting to become an actual conversation. Like,
right.
The Packers, they got a good team. They got a good team. They've always had a good team. And then they're wondering about the weapons. I think Christian's made some plays. Dobbs has made some plays
great.
that people are absolutely in love with. And I assume there's a trenches mentality over there. You know what I mean? You get rid of kind of the old guard. Now there's a new guard in here. It's been causing a lot of shit. You don't think Gutekunst has relayed the message like, hey, this is our team now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody here is ours. So, however this legacy is wrote, this is what they're going to judge. Written.
Yeah.
Because you write, then you wrote,
Yep.
and it has been written.
Bingo.
And they're saying, however our legacy is written will be upon how this group is judged. Gutekunst's probably speaking to himself in that particular case.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm the one that, didn't FaceTime Aaron Rodgers when he was out in his place where he didn't have any phone service.
That's right.
I'm the one who, during the darkness, had to make a decision and decided to move on from a 4-time MVP. Best Packer of all time?
That definitely. I'd say it's
Conversation.
either him or Reggie White. Yeah,
Conversation. The best Packer of all time. I'm the one that basically forced that, which then obviously leads to Lazard, who's another good, which then leads obviously to Cobb, who's been around a long time. Which Bakhtiari, I guess, is really the only big name hangover from the previous regime. So they have that trenches mentality, possibly get even better. Good for them, man. Love that has happened in Green Bay, and good luck to that team. That's probably a fun locker room to be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Us against the world. Nobody thinks anything. Now, speaking of a team that is incredible right now, another team that I don't think people are giving much credit because they're in the same division as the Cincinnati Bengals. They got Joey Burrow.
Yeah,
That's right.
They're in the same division as Baltimore Ravens. They got Lamar Jackson, highest paid quarterback.
Odell.
Odell Beckham Jr. is there. Zay Flowers is there.
What?
They got a brand new offensive coordinator. Just won national championship with Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot going on there. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun, if he comes back.
Yeah, highest paid player in the league.
Had a great throw yesterday.
Then there's this little city, in western Pennsylvania. Has 3 rivers in it, a lot of hills, and a lot of beers drank on a very regular basis.
Hell yeah.
A hard-working group of people, who love their fucking football. And they did not know what was going to happen, but there's a college there as well called the University of Pittsburgh, where a lot of greats have played for a long time. Well, that quarterback is now a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that quarterback appears to be making the transition into an NFL quarterback with an offense that lets him throw the ball very smoothly, very easily. They got a guy named George Pickens who's obviously on the team, and Johnson there. The Pittsburgh Steelers, there's reason to think real big about this season and dream real big about this season. Tone, I assume every highlight you see of Kenny Pickett in this offense not being the mundane bullshit that it was last year gets you, that has to get you zeked up right there, Tone. How do you feel about the Steelers? Obviously going into training camp, nobody's really having high expectations for the Steelers. Now, seems like everything's gravy in Pittsburgh.
No, all preseason, those 2 throws were just an exclamation point on what's happened all 3 games in this preseason. It's been absolutely perfect from Kenny and the offense. They have gotten literally every single person on the offense engaged. Najee got a touchdown. Jalen Warren got a touchdown. Pickens has been good. Deontay Johnson has been good. Fryermuth's been good. Darnell Washington and all the draft picks. Herbig's been coming off the edge. Darnell Washington is just washing everybody out. Joey Porter Jr.'s got a pick. Everything's been absolutely perfect as it possibly can be for the preseason. And people said, oh, Mike Tomlin got to see this guy every day. and he picked him, and they didn't think he was going to be fucking good.
Had to wear gloves.
That's right.
Put this ball in your hand,
Yeah.
boys. Hey, boy.
Let's see
Let me
this.
see how
them
small
hands,
those mitts are. Boy.
It's been he was fucking phenomenal. Yes, it's just the preseason, but I'd rather him look unbelievable than not. And then TJ was hilarious because it was against the Falcons' second team O line, but it was just funny to watch TJ just manhandle some guys for a drive or two. Everything was perfect. All the linebackers they brought in were perfect. All the old linemen they brought in were perfect. It was about as perfect as preseason as you can get, and we'll see if it transfers over.
Okay, well, they say, Foxy, 4-0 in the preseason,
Hell
Detroit
yeah.
Lions.
That's right.
0-16 in the regular season.
No, that does not mean that's going to translate.
No.
We're just saying history does tell us that preseason records mean less than nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Below
Speaking of TJ Watt, he'll join us at 1:10 Eastern Standard. Cannot wait to chat with him about everything we just talked about because all news out of Steelers camp is good news. That's all it has been out of St. Vincent up there. It is magnificent. Now let's go to the last team that's being represented up here. And, I've already said Anthony Richardson's going to lead the Colts to a Super Bowl on Thursday Night Football on Amazon into a microphone that Kirk Herbstreit was wearing on his head to Al Michaels, who called me from the corner of the boom work. The Colts will be at a Super Bowl with Anthony Richardson as the quarterback at some point.
Okay.
I'm not saying this year, but at some point. There was a lot of things that happened in that game that made me go, like this guy.
Yeah, dude.
Even when he didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he's doing this one,
Yes.
just giggling to himself, pretty much doing it.
Yep.
And then afterwards he said, I was just having fun. Like, I hope nobody.
Sue me.
It was sweet.
Sorry, man. It's kind of how I do it. I love it. It's energy that we need. Now, so that's how I feel about the Colts.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Patriots. What's going on in New England? How are we? Are we great? Are we back? Bill O'Brien's there. We got an offense. Remember? Mac Jones going to do his thing. These two pumped about the season.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you at right now?
I'm not pumped.
Oh,
I'm not.
no.
What happened?
No.
I'm really excited to watch 31 teams play football this
Oh, no.
year. And let me just say, that's not meaning, they're going to have the first overall pick and the Patriots are going to be some terrible team. They're going to be in a lot of games because of how good their defense is.
So good.
Defensive line's absurd. They added a couple great pieces. Christian Gonzalez, the rookie cornerback that fell to us in the draft, he's been unbelievable. So there are great things on that side of the ball. Now on the offensive side of the ball is kind of where we get worried. You mentioned Bill O'Brien. By far the biggest pickup, we could have had this offseason after what we saw with Matt Patricia. We won 8 games with a guy who, is doing dishes at Denny's right now. And for that to kind of translate with Bill O'Brien.
Not easy. Those moons over in Miami.
No, yeah.
Those things really have a lot of cheese kind of stick to the plates.
Yeah, I know.
That NFL experience will probably help in there.
Oh, yeah.
Get a little, a little elbow.
Some
grease
detail.
there.
The syrup, don't get me wrong. The
That's
syrup.
good.
Off of Denny's
you
plate.
kidding me?
Are you waffle, French toast, pancake guy?
I'm a pancake guy.
Always?
Always. Yeah, always have been. Never been a cereal guy, so I had to eat pancakes growing up, no matter what. But
Oh, what a life.
yeah, well, hey,
Got
Patricia's still
Bisquick
doing
every
it.
morning.
Yeah, well,
Jeez, I got Fruity Pebbles coming out of
Lego
Fred
my
Flintstone's.
I wish I could have had Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, of course.
It all made me
Yeah,
throw up.
I think that was kind of the only option there for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if my parents were waking up to make pancakes and if they were trusting me to make pancakes every morning. But I respect that happened to your house. Probably made you the mature man that you are now.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think so too. But with all that being said, it comes down to one guy, and it kind of always has, and it's Mac Jones. He if he plays like he did his rookie year, it'll be great. If he plays like he did last year, we'll be dog shit. But you look around the division, the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets, I think are 3 of the top 12 Super Bowl favorites. So it's not stacked up for us right now.
Yeah, I think the Jets obviously going to be a conversation here today. I'm kind of waiting for AJ to join us because the way Aaron looked,
Ooh.
I don't want to get too excited because they had to punt on one of the drives.
Right.
True.
Okay, that kind of hasn't been chatted about in a lot of the conversation, but there was a penalty on Randall Cobb where, sorry for being too tough in football, does a blindside crackback block, but he did it with his back pretty much. It was
Smart.
It was I guess they're going to call it because it's 2023.
They have to.
But I don't think anybody's mad at him for doing it, but that puts them behind schedule. They're not able to pick up first down. They have to punt. Next time they go out there. That throw to Garrett Wilson, that first one, that's a run play.
Man.
That he's throwing right to Garrett Wilson. That was a check as the ball is being snapped. Garrett Wilson was ready for it. It's just like, I think where they are with the amount of work that they've put in, I think it's paid off. I think it's very evident, and I think they're going to be good. He missed one throw high. I think there's a chance maybe we're getting a little jitters out.
Yep.
I think maybe we're just kind of spinning this whole thing. I think he even said, got on the field, didn't get hurt, scored a touchdown. Like, hey, we're feeling good. We're vibing. First time he's played in a preseason game since.
Oh, I don't know. a long time.
18, I think I saw.
Yeah, 2018. I didn't know if it was 2008 or 2018. This motherfucker's been in the league that long.
Yeah.
That could be the answer. So congrats to the Jets, seemingly paying off. Can't wait to hear what AJ thinks. Joining us now is a man who, this is filthy, by the way.
Filthy.
Yeah. There's not late hands, too. Like, I think Darius Butler pointed out, like, Garrett Wilson's late hands. It's his second year in the NFL. So super veteran move is obviously DBs are playing your eyes and then they're playing your hands. So whenever wide receivers, like, slow down, their eyes get big and their hands start going up, that's when DBs know to turn their head and they're in there. Garrett doesn't lift his hands until that ball is basically right above the guy's fucking head. Give me that. Yeah.
Oh.
No chance. No chance of being stopped. That's a beautiful thing. I think they're going to be pretty silly this year. I think it gets silly. Get silly. I think they're going to. I think New York's going to love it. Good for them. But the AFC East is stacked this year. Tua knows how to fall. Joining us now. We have a video on that later. It's shout out Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
That's what Tua needed. It's awesome. Joining us now is a man who probably has a lot more information about everything that's about to happen from now until 4 p.m. tomorrow when all the cuts need to be made around the NFL. Senior NFL insider for the NFL Network, host of a daily show that'll be taking place at the exact time our show is on NFL Plus and the NFL Network, called the NFL Insiders. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
What's up?
Rap, how you doing? Is that the Heartbreak Kid you got on your chest there, pal? A little Shawn Michaels tribute?
Yep, one of my original homage T-shirts. Still hanging on.
Is that the Heartbreak Kid thing? Is that like a metaphor for what you did?
As far as having a show at the exact same time as you?
Well, also we can dig a little deper.
Yeah.
Shall we? You want to get a shovel out?
I think we should.
You want to get a shovel out
Yeah.
here? We can do a little deep. So, in my negotiations, in a lot of places, I said, like, Alec, my people are my people, though. Like, Rapoport's one of our people. So, wherever we would have ended up at, like, you would have been basically our show's insider. Right. We've been very lucky for that. We've been very appreciative for that. But boy, those were not easy conversations in the middle of negotiations whenever you're talking, about stuff. But I was like, nah, this is how it's going to be. And if you don't like it, like, we're not going to work anyways. So
I appreciate that.
The fine people at ESPN who have literally, the direct, conversation piece, they were like, hey, listen, whatever. That's your guy. You got to do what you got to do. I was like, all right, perfect. Thank you. We make total deal.
Appreciate that.
People, hey, no problem. No problem, honestly. It's not, you make our show better. We're very thankful for that. Then as soon as we announced the thing, a big day, I was pretty pumped up about it. The negotiation took a few months. There was a lot of things that took place. Everybody said, oh, are you going to be able to have rep? You're not going to be able to have rep Porta. So our people were calling me a sellout to protect you, who works for the NFL full time.
Oh, yeah.
And were attacking me for like not being able to have it. It was like, that was actually a big piece of the negotiation, is being able to have our people on. And now you say, yeah, actually, give me a show that's noon to 3.
Wow.
Give me a show that is noon to 3, exactly. And I'm heartbroken about it, because I had to actually,
God. Make sure he doesn't fall, please.
No, he's getting on top of the mountain.
I had to stand on a table.
Yeah.
I
Actual table.
I had to actually stand on a table and say, like, nah, these are my guys. And then my people killed me for it. You saw it. Could have responded. Did not.
Nope.
But my people killed me for it.
I always respond in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Oh, nice.
And then now you got to show, we're happy for you. We want to let you know we're happy for you. I am pumped for you. I think your show's going to do amazing. I think we're probably going to end up quoting it a bunch because the amount of information that's going to come out of it's actually a pretty sound business move by the NFL Network folks to do it. But with that being said, I am heartbroken, just like Shawn Michaels.
That's right.
Right there. Because boy, oh boy, did I take this is how it's going to be.
Real stand.
Well,
and then whammy!
No. Let me just explain how this is going to work. And by the way, I appreciate it. I'm very excited about this show. This was the one that was on the Fast Networks last year that did well and also was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Obviously, we all know what that stands for by now. So the way
Fast acting streaming team.
Yeah,
That's right.
They wore T-shirts.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yes.
And they were blurry because they were moving.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a flag that's flying.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yeah.
So we are going to go
Had
live
sound.
on NFL.
Yeah, like
Actually had sound on the shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like as you read
one of
it.
its kind.
Musical steps.
Anyways, it was so good though. Daily Show. Go ahead, sorry.
Right. So here's how it's going to work. We are going to be live on NFL Plus. The delay, I don't know if we could nail it like that, but live on NFL Plus from 12 to about 12:50. And then it's going to re-air, not necessarily live at 1 and 2 on NFL Network. When news breaks, there's going to be places we're going to update. So I would not say that any taping or live show would necessarily interfere with anything else that I may end up doing with someone who can't seem to wear sleeves and almost fell off a table.
No, I never fell off a table. I'm pretty comfortable up there. I high horse.
I've seen you take some bumps.
I've high horsed a couple times. You know what I mean? Well, that's great news. We are genuinely pumped for you, though, because they're not just handing out daily shows over there at NFL Network. That's not something they do. You know what I mean? Like, Go Morning Football gets rerun 7 times, I think, through the day. And then NFL Total Access is at night. You know, I've actually, reached out to the NFL Network, not this cycle, but 2 cycles ago, hey, is there any, that conversation went pretty slowly. So I think you should be incredibly proud of yourself, Rap.
Yeah.
You've done great.
Good work,
You've done great. Now, with that being said, let's move on to some news that's breaking. I'm assuming you're getting some right now on your phone.
I just missed a call from a GM. Hopefully it wasn't.
We'll call you back. We'll call you back.
That's all right. Hold on. I do what I always do, which is I say urgent, and then if they say yes, then I call back.
Okay.
Okay, shout out to this GM, by the way, whoever it is, whatever they want to do.
You might be watching.
I got it. We got a big time. This is obviously a big time for GMs right now before 4 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah. There's already been some cuts that have kind of been leaked. Are we going to hear all this tomorrow morning? When do you think we find out about everything? And when are teams doing all the moving?
There's going to be a bunch today. And I think, the NFL really did a good thing. I know you kind of make fun of me for being selfish. This is not me being selfish. This is something different. But taking it off a Saturday in the middle of a holiday weekend and making it on a Tuesday did a lot of good things for the NFL. Not necessarily reporters who don't want to work on a holiday weekend on a Saturday. But anyway, so now that it's tomorrow at 4 p.m., a lot of these cuts happen earlier. And I think what it allows teams to do is get the roster in order and maybe make some trades and just kind of know who they have. So I think you'll get a bunch today. I think there's a couple trades that may happen as well. We've already seen a couple of them, depth offensive linemen. Browns, Patriots did a running back offensive tackle swap.
Hell yeah.
Just got a text back, not urgent.
Okay. All right. Well, tell them you don't appreciate them being a GM, trying to put their team together, just trying to have a chat with Ian Rapoport. Yeah, tell them. I hope that's not us. Is that Chris Ballard?
It's not Chris Ballard. No.
Okay, thank you.
Although, I will say, you guys are in the middle of it right now. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, so what's happening? Allegedly, now this is a Stephen Holder report. He's been around Indianapolis a long time. He said 6 teams are interested. 2 people made offers, including the Miami Dolphins, I believe was his report last week on Friday. Now, interested, what does that mean? Is that like Brandon Beane and Howie who call on everything? Does that mean interested, or teams actually putting up what they think it would take to become an, I don't want to say owner, it sounds bad, but Jonathan Taylor's team? Mm-hmm. Yeah, is there anybody, how close are people, and how do you think the Colts are viewing this?
First of all, there is real interest. I know there was a lot of teams that called, and you're right, a lot of those calls are, when people ask me, who's in the mix, I don't even say the Eagles anymore, because they really do call on everyone. I think the Jets are kind of like that. Bills are kind of like that. There's plenty of teams just calling everyone. There is real interest. To me, I would say, at this point, it's probably more likely he gets traded than he stays.
Okay. So are they going to take it? Are they going to take best offer, you think? That's where the Colts are at this point? Because I think Florio alluded to that last week as well.
I think as long as the offer is good enough, I would say yes. So what does that mean? Well, Christian McCaffrey got traded for a 2 and a bunch of other picks. I don't know. We'll see if they get that. It's all about market and need. And I think at that point, the 49ers were very motivated to deal for Christian McCaffrey. So that was what they were willing to pay. If Chris Ballard gets that, then I think a trade probably gets done. If he gets close to that, it's just, if you're the Colts and you don't make a trade, where does this go?
Yeah.
Like,
which was going to lead me to this. Josh Jacobs and the Raiders were able to just negotiate a deal which would get him paid more than what the franchise tag would pay him. Feels like a Saquon Barkley type move over in New York. Does that affect how the Colts and Jonathan Taylor are talking at all? Does that affect anything in that particular sphere? And how did that Josh Jacobs deal come to be? Because we heard the GM tell a fan, we'll get it done.
Yep.
We'll get it done. Was there ever a doubt?
No, I always thought it would get done, but there were some times when it got a little tense. So I can't pretend that it was like, as expected. Like, it wasn't necessarily as expected. It was a lot of waiting around. It was a lot of angst. And then I think the last couple days, Josh Jacobs and his agent were in flew to Las Vegas, and we're like, let's start meeting and let's have conversations. And there was some high-level conversations with Raiders people that kind of, I think, cleared the air a little bit. Made sure everyone got on the same page. And, it's tense because there was an offer and then there was a counter, and eventually they couldn't get together on a long-term deal. But I think the hope of these conversations was like, this doesn't necessarily mean what we think of you. It's just we couldn't agree on a deal. We just disagreed on value. And they got together. They had some meetings. I think everybody realized that Josh Jacobs should be there on time, with enough time to go out and be in shape and go kill it this season.
2 weeks.
And then that's the best for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think it does help the market a little bit because he's in the books at 1 for 12. And so, Taylor's obviously going to get over that anyway, but just another block for
this cycle, or you think whoever trades for him is going to have a new deal for him? It's going to be over. What do you think it's going to be, like 14 a year? Because he wanted 17 at one point. What do you think the asking price is now?
I don't know what the final number is going to be, but I would imagine it's over 12, and I think it's going to be a real running back salary. And you always want these players to get as much as they possibly can. You always want them to get what they're worth.
$1 billion.
And so if he gets, let's say, just a real running back deal after getting traded, that helps everyone, and that kind of reestablishes the running back market where it should be, which is great young players get paid at the top of the market. That is the way it should be.
You think it's Miami?
I know they're in the mix. They're not alone. There is another. I think so. I think that is right. There is at least another team. I'm not 100% sure who it is, so I don't want to just say it.
Oh, really?
But
you don't know? What's that mean? You know there's another team, but you don't know who the team is? How's that work?
I'm not 100% positive. And I don't want to, that's the problem is like you see that in baseball, it's like mystery team, and everyone's like, okay, sure. But like,
how do you know though? Just because you talk to people who talk to people, so it's like third hand. There's a team other than the Dolphins that has made an offer, and you know that because two people have said that know who the people are or something like that? That's how that information...
But then to say it publicly, you'd have to be like absolutely sure, and I'm not absolutely sure who that team is, but I do believe, I think the Colts are going to have enough to where they are going to be able to trade him. That is what I mean. And as I know how deeply you care about the Colts, that I think this is going to be best for them in the long run.
Yeah. A guy that doesn't want to be there is not going to be there anymore while you're building a new culture. Yeah.
Get him out.
That's good. Now, our Madden rating is going to go down as a team.
Sure,
because we're losing a really good player.
Exactly.
And our team's talent level is not at the point where we can just be throwing away 5-star guys. But with that being said, a 5-star guy isn't a 5-star guy if he isn't all the way in. So he'll be a 5-star guy, hopefully somewhere else that pays him and he feels wanted and he's all the way bought in. And I hope that happens. But in your building, you don't want that. Nobody wants that. I mean, it's like we can't. It's almost like how people say the NBA guys run the league. And it's like with how little of the amount of people they have on their team, if one person is being a fucking that's going to cut. You have no chance of having success.
No.
So it's like I think NBA guys now have just realized that, we have all the say in the world. All we got to do is, our hamstring hurts. Harden, out of Brooklyn, right over to Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Those types of things just seem to happen. I think in the NFL, if you're a guy, you could probably do it too,
Yeah.
Like Jonathan Taylor.
Well, I mean, I remember, I know this has happened forever, but the first one, when I kind of really started doing this, Jalen Ramsey with the Jaguars was the first one.
He fought the D coordinator, right? Yeah. Or the head coach. I forget if he fought Doug or if he fought the D.
I don't think it was Doug.
Well,
It was
I
awesome.
think he actually likes Doug Marrone. If I remember, I think he likes. I think it was more the. I don't want to put words in Jalen Ramsey's mouth, but I think it was more the Tom Coughlin in the front office than because I think him and Doug Marrone are tight. But that was the first time when I was like, this is a player taking control of his own situation, going somewhere else, getting paid. Like that was
OBJ in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey dad.
That was a good one too. Took a pay cut. I think took less money to leave and then got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, and also if you're the Browns, there's literally what are you going to do? Keep around Odell Beckham Jr. who hates being there? Like you can't have that in meetings, can't have that in the locker room, can't have that traveling. Like Jonathan Taylor pretty much said, yeah, okay, you want to keep me around? It's going to suck for everybody, including me. It's going to suck for me. I'm sure Jonathan Taylor's not having fun. I'm sure this is not a fun time in Jonathan Taylor's life. So hopefully he'll have success elsewhere. And congrats to Shane Steichen now actually having a chance, to maybe win over everybody in the room. We'll see how that happens by tomorrow, huh?
I think that the deadline is tomorrow. And I think that makes sense to make sure that all roster moves are kind of done. So I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Tom Diggs has a question for you, Rap.
I just had a follow-up on that, and then he answered why the deadline was tomorrow. But follow-up on that. So Trey Lance is taking Dak's job. That's what the internet's telling me?
That's awesome.
It's funny. So that was, first of all, I actually thought, so there's two separate things. For the 49ers, bad original trade up, obviously. Like, I don't think anybody needs to say that now.
Yeah.
Like,
worst of all time. They're saying.
Yeah.
Worst of all, that's what they're saying.
Not great.
I mean, I haven't done the research into every pick, but
that
seems like it's certainly up there in the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah.
Put in
bad. On the other hand, getting a 4 for him now, when it's, look, it's already bad, but I thought they did a nice job, that there was a real market. This is a future trade. So, like, the fact that everyone texted right away is like, what does this mean for Dak? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Trey Lance, I think, has some talent. You hope that he develops. I think that would be awesome. He was the third stringer with San Francisco. And then for people to think that he's going to come to Dallas after being a third stringer and then challenge the starter is wild. Like, I just don't see that to be reality. Like, if he can develop and get himself together, I think he can develop as a good backup in Dallas, and then we'll see. But to me, like, for people to say, like, what does this affect Dak? Like, not at all. Like,
Michael Irvin lost his mind this morning as people were talking about Trey Lance. Dak starts slipping a couple weeks. Look for them to potentially send in Trey. It's like, I don't know if that's going to
I don't think so.
happen for a few years.
I mean,
Cooper
Kush.
Yeah, Kush was a dog.
Yeah. Come on.
He was an absolute dog until he wasn't. But also, Dak Prescott's calling plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that is they love Dak, I think, more than they've ever loved Dak right now. And they're going to have to, because last year, social media team was killing him.
Yep.
Fans were killing him. This training camp, internet was killing him. Now it feels like the team's around him. Good luck to Dak. I don't know how he's going to have success, but I'm pulling for it. Let's stay in San Francisco here for a second. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Rapshi, what the hell is going on with Bosa? It seems like all offseason they've said, hey, don't worry about this. It's going to get done. But, like, our backs are up against it. Tomorrow we'll be in single digits for how many days we are until the opening kick. Like, there's been absolutely no movement on that either. I feel like we haven't heard anything. Like, is this actually going to get done before the start of the season?
I mean, I think at least they're not there yet, and I don't get the sense they're close at all, so I don't get the sense anything is imminent. But at least they're, it sounds like there's been some level of conversation, I guess, which is, as there should be. It's like there's been at least some touching base. They are not there yet. And I know this probably doesn't make anyone feel better, but, like, there still is a lot of time. I mean, Bosa, I'm sure, keeps himself in unbelievable shape. I don't think he's going to need a lot of, like, acclimation period, So even if he shows up, 5 days from now, like, I'm sure he'll be ready for the season. He's going to make a lot of money. I feel very confident that if he signs a deal, he's going to be the highest paid edge rusher in the NFL. I feel very confident in that.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
And he should be. It's just, how high does he get? Does he get Aaron Donald? Does he get highest paid non-QB? Like, what does he get? And I think that's more of the question than, like, are the 49ers going to pay him? Like, their offer is substantial. And there's been, I know, kind of back and forth. It's going to make a lot of money. It's really just a question of how high. and when Nick Bosa and his agent go, all right, like this is proper.
7th round quarterback, rookie quarterback, 2nd-year quarterback contract too. That's good. You don't have that kind of eating the salary cap as much as, other teams would. I would assume Purdy, if he has a great season this year, he's going to go to the table and say, hey, just like the Russell Wilson Seattle Seahawks had to have that conversation happen.
Next year.
Yeah.
It can't happen for 3 years.
Oh, that's CBA?
So the 49ers, like this is, once you have a starting quarterback, it doesn't matter how you got him. But, God, this is the greatest thing because, like, he has to play on this little deal for 3 years.
Oh, jeez.
Like, so that's why, and you see some teams like
7th round. Hold on, though. Hey, we should explain this. Like a 7th round draft pick, the last pick of the NFL, and the 3rd pick of the NFL, very different contracts. Very, very. He's playing on a very small contract. Signing bonus probably like $15,000. $20,000 at the last pick.
I'll have to look it up. Let's see. I wonder if I could look it up.
Yeah, I do wonder what that is.
Well, you guys should look it up.
Probably around there.
Yeah, I'm sure it was very, very low.
Yeah, so that's a vastly different number than what you have to do with Trey Lance or with Jimmy G.
$77,000 signing bonus.
A little bit different than what you're getting number 3 overall. Congrats to the fucking NFL, too, that the last pick is getting $77K.
Yeah.
Unreal. I don't know what AQ got as a signing bonus. Mine was like 50. I was 222. So AQ was like 2 picks after me, I think. I wonder what his was. These dudes are getting $77,000 last week. Congrats if you're making no money. With that being said, you're a starting quarterback of a team that's going to the NFC Championship in the face of one of the biggest. Congrats to the Niners having to pay nothing.
Yeah, let's go.
Having to pay next to nothing for this guy and getting out of the Jimmy G deal. It's over. Trey Lance deal. It's over. They move on. Let's talk about another quarterback where there's an interesting situation occurring. You tweeted about it this morning. Hendon Hooker, the Detroit Lions, put on the non-football injury list, the NFI list, instead of PUP. And you said that they said, hey, no rush. Take your time. We'll do this whole thing. Why the NFI designation as opposed to any of the other options?
Okay, good question. The NFI comes when it's called non-football injury, but really what it is non-NFL injury. So because it was an ACL from college, it's quote-unquote non-football injury, which for them is basically the same thing as like he tore it working out before he was drafted or something like that. So it's the same. It's just called something different. I didn't get the sense this was like a big surprise. And, one thing you can do when you have a really good Jared Goff is now like a really good starting quarterback. When you have a really good starting, right, it really is. When you have a good starting quarterback, you can say, you know what, let's just wait. And so I think they're making sure that they take it slow, that he is healthy. I think this was sort of signaled when Teddy Bridgewater signed, because you don't need Teddy Bridgewater if Hendon Hooker's the backup. But I think it's good for him. I think it's good for the team, and it also allows him to develop a little bit, too, without any of the pressure, which is a good thing.
Teddy played pretty good, too. I was watching him this weekend. He seemed to know where he was going, what he was doing.
Him not wearing 50 kind of ruins a lot of it for me, but...
Agreed. Let's talk about the NFI. So they don't have to pay him, or they agree to a payment? How does that whole thing work?
They will. If you injure yourself in a, let's just go out on a limb and say, or take a random example. Let's say you injure yourself in a jet ski accident.
Okay.
Sure.
Like not using any specific example, but I'm just saying, let's say you injure yourself in a jet ski accident.
Right. Sure. Yeah, got it. You just said Nyheim Hines is what you said.
Oh,
I'm saying in general.
No, yeah, you said
anyone on
so.
A jet
Like
ski.
Earlier this offseason, Nyheim Hines got hurt on jet ski. Was not his fault at all.
No,
he was just chilling. Some other person couldn't control their horse.
If that is what happened, yes.
Interesting.
But anyway, so they do not have to pay him based on the NFL rules. It's just like if you have a skiing accident, essentially the NFL doesn't have to pay because there's things for your contract that you are not allowed to do. For instance, when you get up on a table, and you put yourself at risk, if you were in the NFL, you'd be like, what is Pat doing on a table? He could injure himself.
Yeah. Okay. Walking down the street, playing basketball, doing anything, you can hurt yourself. Obviously, there's higher risk of injury doing certain things like skydiving, I thought you were potentially going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Motorcycle accident, something like that. Along those terms, which has all been in the past. But, so the NFI is basically the not our fault injury list. Hey, this one's not our fault, so we're going to have to figure this out. They'll pay him, you think, though, his prorated contract?
I'm sure they will.
Yes?
Yeah. Because, they drafted him knowing that this would probably be the case.
And he's not on the roster at all then, right? He takes up no spots.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well,
same thing with the pup guys. So if anyone starts on pup, then they are kind of like off to the side, which means you can't play first 4 weeks. That's bad. The other part of it is there's someone else who doesn't get cut.
Okay. Quick follow-up on the quarterback situation. This third quarterback thing, does that person have to get cut from the team first, go to the practice squad, then they're the third designated quarterback that isn't allowed to play any other positions? Or do they have to go through waivers? Because I think this is going to be a difficult decision for some places, right?
They have to be on the active roster.
Oh, okay. So the active roster goes to 54 then?
No. This only affects the game day roster.
Oh, it doesn't affect the 53. Got it.
No. But that's why, I'm actually really interested to see, because there's probably more good third quarterbacks now than I could remember. And so we might see more on rosters just because it gives the team the option of activating one on game day, or we might see it only for week 16, 17, 18, and then the playoffs. I'm really curious to see how teams are going to do this.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll activate them to the third quarter. Yeah, because you can. If you have him on the roster, it means he's going to be the third guy.
Yeah.
If he's not on the roster, they has to clear waivers. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to pick up a lot of these guys who just have a little bit of hope. All the while, the XFL watches and goes, of course, now they're promoting, keeping three fucking quarterbacks. We got no talent over here. Last question, Boston Connor, for your rap.
Yeah, rap sheet. Mrs. Stafford came out and basically said that Matthew was having trouble making new friends.
What's so funny?
It's real simple.
What's so funny? They're married. That's her name.
No, I know that's her name.
She's great, too. She's a badass.
Yeah,
I'm a
it
big
is
fan.
a hilarious world. No, she is awesome. I agree, and she's very entertaining. It's just, you guys are asking me all these questions, and I love it, but if the start of a question was your wife said this, please respond, it'd be very funny.
Leah did say that she was not thrilled about the noon to 3 show.
She did say that.
Leah said, she was not pumped about it. She was happy for you, professionally.
She was her whole question was is Pat okay?
I was disappointed.
We're still good.
I texted you. I told you I was
we're
disappointed.
good.
We're very disappointed.
I told you I was heartbroken, just like the shirt, which it makes sense. But anyways, back to Connor's question about Mrs. Stafford.
Yeah, and you can say we're good, rap sheet, but Pat's the only one that said he's good with you. I never said something of the sort. But with Matt Stafford in the Rams, what exactly are the expectations coming out of there? Obviously, after their Super Bowl, they kind of fell off a cliff with the spending, which is going to happen. It is what it is. But is this actually real? Do they have some sort of disconnect in the locker room? Are there any real expectations that they're going to compete with Seattle and the Niners, or what are you thinking and what are you hearing out of LA?
I have no idea. It is so interesting. They are so young. So she's right, obviously. Of course she's right. But there's a lot of players that he needs to build a rapport with, and he needs to learn, and he needs to know. And it is I don't know if it's the youngest team that we've seen. I'll be curious when all the numbers come out, when the roster finalized, but there's going to be a lot of undrafted free agents and a lot of young draft picks. They're going to be a very well-coached team. And Sean McVay, without the expectations, I'm just, and still still good quarterback, still some good weapons.
Quarterback doesn't know anybody's name.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Right, but
they're going to be a good team 14 days from now.
I have no idea. They might be bad, or they could be one of those teams that hangs around in November, and then they are so young they don't know anything, and they just play really hard.
Yeah, you're right. I'm on your side.
He is such a good coach that I think if this was another team, I would say they're going to be bad. But because it's McVay and the Rams, I would say I have no idea what they're going to be. Maybe they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think this is also probably blown a bit out of proportion. I'm not gonna say that's the world we live in, but I assume Matthew Stafford told some stories, around the house about this guy. I didn't even realize he made a great play. I have no idea what I tried to talk to him. He said the word "litty" to me.
What's no cap mean?
Yeah, can we look up? Can we look up what big capping means?
What's a glizzy?
I don't think it's good. But somebody was big.
That one I didn't know.
What's that?
Glizzy?
Yeah, that kind of took me back, too, whenever they were talking about Joey Jaws Chestnut being able to put 10 glizzies down his throat. I was like, excuse me?
Come again?
What's going on? I didn't know what was going on. Glizzies, dude. He's a glizzy god. I'm like,
I don't judge.
What?
He's got Riz in a glizz.
Yeah.
What?
Excuse me? Huh?
I love what you guys are saying. It all sounds much cooler than whatever we're saying, but glizzy was not a hot dog whenever I was growing up.
No, and it still isn't. It's a fucking hot dog. Okay. Let's set
Is that
that
what it
straight
is?
right now.
Ty, how bad do you hate me on College Game Day? That's what you sound like right
No,
now. That's
well,
you sound like one of those.
I just won't do it. People continue to try to, move this train down the tracks. It's not. It's a fucking hot dog. Or a Hebrew National, or VNP,
Frank's.
Ballpark Frank, any of those.
Foot long wiener.
Oh,
That works too.
full-on wiener, one small bun. Think about it.
Yep.
A little bit extra work on the other side. Even better, 2 dogs, huh? 1 bun. Mm-hmm. American cheese in between them. Oh, wow. Now you got like a sausage of hot dogs.
Yep.
Glizzy, sorry. On a. All right.
What is he talking?
You send your kids away for 10 weeks in the summer.
No,
you don't even
I'm
know
just
about
saying,
summer cookouts. You have no idea.
Cheese on a hot dog is very strange. No offense.
All right.
You're strange.
You ever heard of a cheese dog?
The fuck?
I have heard
you guys
of
are
it.
eating cheese
It doesn't mean I've
burgers?
eaten one. If you want cheese on something, put it on a burger. Like, there's plenty of things you could put cheese on. Like, if you have a hot dog, put like ketchup and maybe mustard, and that's your hot dog.
Do you hear what these assholes do too? They put cheese on macaroni.
What? Yeah.
They put cheese
Sons
on
of
other
bitches.
sandwiches.
Kidding me?
They put cheese nachos. You should see.
No.
Sometimes
They're
you eat
putting
cheese
this cheese
alone.
on everything.
But not hot dogs.
Sometimes it's just a stick
Yeah.
of cheese. So if you're gonna do cheese, just put it on a burger. I agree. They're putting cheese all over the fucking. Big cheese. Seriously, slow down.
Yeah.
I like cheese.
vegan wrap?
I'm just saying, on a hot dog, it's ridiculous. Just eat it like a regular.
Quit being a cheesist.
Yeah, you are a little cheesist right now. Little cheesism run through your fucking veins. Don't. Hey, Happy, we're not associated with
stand
anything.
by it.
This guy's got a show on NFL Network and NFL Plus.
That's right.
Say, you got anything else to say? You want to talk about Brett Favre real quick? This
Go
guy,
ahead.
huh?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Hey, enjoy that daily grind, though. I'm excited for you guys. Genuinely. Like, we are bummed because normally the 12 o'clock hour is when,
Heavy news.
this is if you look back in the history of our relationship, I would assume
Yeah.
90 to 95% of the appearances, new and I.
That's right.
Wheel 'em
Well,
out there.
I will tell you this. Text me after. We'll see what we can do. Maybe be able to work something out.
No. You have a daily show that we are just going to clip from now.
Well,
The only issue is we're not going to be able to just absolutely berate you for whatever. That's what we're mad about. That's why we're bummed about. Because we're gonna get this news from the internet. Excuse me, NFL Plus. Can we utilize this clip that Ian just said 10 minutes ago? Yes, cool. We'll run it. Then we'll go, Ian, what is that even? And we won't even be able. It's just a video.
Yeah.
You're just a video now. Oh my God.
What a bummer.
Which I think we're letting
not
off the
accepting this.
hook easy today because I did see on the internet somewhere that he actually did single-handedly put down 3 horses this weekend with his own hands.
At Saratoga.
Yeah.
I saw you wearing all your funky suits out there. I had no idea what you were doing
great
at night.
suit. Great suit.
Yeah, good suits. Any of your ponies win or all of them alive still?
Yes, all of
that
ours
funny?
are still alive.
Okay. That's a success in the horse game.
Really is.
Cagliostro finished second in the Smarty Jones last week. That was a good performance.
Smarty Jones.
Pretty nice.
Nice.
Damn. All right, we appreciate you. Good luck with your program. When's that start?
First episode is tomorrow after Cutdown Day. So tune in on NFL Plus, and we'll be there.
Cutdown.
Wait,
Day
Cutdown
starts
Day's
at
4 p.m.
4 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, no, and then after that it starts at noon.
So
but anyway,
Wednesday at noon.
Yeah, I think so.
You know.
We are proud of you.
Can't
Not
wait.
easy to get a Daily Show, bub. Welcome to the world of the Daily
I'll
Show.
see you guys
people.
soon.
Well,
We'll
Doubt
see
it.
you.
Yeah.
We'll see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
Yeah.
Legitimately probably not going to have him on.
no, I mean 12:20 was the 12:20,
That's Ian
12:30.
Rapoport.
That's the
Yeah.
What a
We had
piece
such
of
a good
shit.
deal going with him, man. We were lucky to have Rap for as long as we did.
We were.
Honestly, genuinely.
Yeah.
I was actually disheartened when I read that tweet that they were going 12-3. I'm like, damn, that ain't no time for us to have Rap on here. And then my next thought was like, I got murdered by my people and during negotiations for Rap Sheet, friend of program. Good friend of program.
Yeah, he comes in here.
Good friend of hosts.
Guest host, yeah.
Yes, good friend of program.
Actually.
I love
Love
that.
you, Rap. Miss you.
Hard
used
program.
to.
We're going to miss you, Rap. Good luck over there.
Good luck, Rap.
Whatever.
Good news is a lot of people,
Sell out.
Yeah, he can eat shit.
Yeah, you came across that way when you were asking me.
Good. I'm glad I did because that's how I feel. Because we have, developed, I would even go as far as say a friendship.
What?
With Mr. Rappaport. Yeah, that's how far I would go.
Yeah, but
to say.
this is good for him in career. Think about
Fuck
career.
him.
Huh?
His son
Well,
of a
good news
bitch.
if
All right, you're being a little negative right now. You should be happy for our friend. If you are friends with him, you should be happy for him like I am. I'm happy for
I'm
him.
not friends with him anymore.
With every ending comes another beginning's start, and fucking that's why we've had
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we've had fucking super latte waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
Schultze.
I like Lil Latte, but he's on his way. He's going to have his own daily show. So now I don't even know what to do with these insiders anymore.
You know who's going to become our insider?
Who's that?
Probably Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Good chance.
That'd be nice. But now
I'm going to get
fucking company, man.
Yeah.
But I don't mind Shefty. I like Shefty.
Shefty's a good guy.
We like Shefty. And I like Shefty. Lucky when Shefty comes on. Appreciate Shefty. But whenever I say, like, I stood on the table, like, that was actually a rather large piece of the conversation.
Yes.
Whenever it comes to, like, creative control and everything like that for the program during negotiations. And Rap's name got brought up by every single place because the insider game is a very, there's not a lot of contacts.
Oh, the Sharks.
So they are working against each other.
Well, I want you to promote our talent.
Bingo.
As long as we don't have
we're paying a lot. So, like, we would appreciate team-wise.
Yes.
You know, if you would at least help. Huh? How about it? And ESPN, obviously not the only company that said that.
Right.
Every company, everybody we were talking to was saying that. And it was like, I understand, but, like, also, we get another opinion in here, right? Our guy, like the way you were selling it. And then now we're not even going to be able to have his ass on.
Nope. No point.
At least Shefty shows his hands a little quicker because we know he's for sure working for the Niners in Jonathan Taylor's camps. So we can fucking.
Yeah, he did get a little bit upset there, which I liked, by the way.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
A little fiery.
All rise, I think.
Also, Schefter would beat the fuck out of Red.
All rise and everyone.
I don't know if that's true.
Everyone squat about 2
Schefter's
feet.
jocked.
Schefter is jocks, but remember Royd Rap?
Yeah.
Back there at the crew?
Back in the day.
It has been an incredible run having the rap sheet on our program. The weekly wrap up with Rap Sheet and Friends is something that we all look forward to. We all got emotional about. We all loved. Now I don't think it's going to be able to happen. Just calling it how it is. And I don't like it. But we are happy for our friend Ian Rapoport, who now has Connor. Can you mute Connor's mic so we can do it? We are excited for our friend Ian Rapoport. Thank you, Nick, for getting his own daily show. I think their show will crush. I think their show will be very good. It's on NFL Plus. People will travel there to watch it.
Well, that might be the one.
Can you mute his mic too, please? We don't need any. This is on.
It's on NFL Plus, you said?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Mute him as well, please. We don't need any.
No one's going to see.
No. Anyways, moment of silence, please, for our time with Ian. Let's celebrate that it happened. Let's not be sad that it's clearly over. We appreciate you, Rapoport, for all of your services to this program. You've made us better. We hope we've helped you as well. Love you, man. All right, moment's passed. Fuck them. Let's move on. We love that guy. I do love Rapoport.
Used to, big time. Now he's just, shipping the night. 2 ships in the night. Never going to see him again. Never want to see him again.
he's
Never
a
going to
crew.
hear him again.
Yeah, he's a rower. Right.
Was that why the flag was at half mast when I came in today, or was that just representing his height?
All right. Please play some music. My computer broke.
It would be way below half mast if it was for his height. Way below.
There's no reason for you guys to take pot shots right now. Okay?
No one's ever going to see him again.
No, they will all be clipped, put on social media.
Yeah. Yep.
We will obviously try to get usage of them. That'll take 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
We'll be moved on.
Exactly.
It was a hell of a run, though.
It was.
It's good business, too, Rap.
We'll see him smoking meat on the Food Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
OnlyFans at some point.
Yep.
He will be smoking meat on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
That's what Instagram's for.
Absolutely.
I'm going to mute him, but yep.
I didn't like him wearing that shirt either. It was like rubbing
knew.
salt in the wound.
Exactly.
It was like when Shawn Michaels gave Sweet Chin Music to his former tag team partner, Marty Jannetty, threw him through the window, the Brutus barbershop window.
It's Heartbreak Kid.
Damn shame.
I'm not your sexy boy. I'm just Oh, not your boy,
Which boy?
just a sexy boy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I should have got that wrong.
Sexy boy.
But I did text him but I'm bummed about this, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for you.
And bomb.
But I'm also bummed.
Let's get to a break. AJ Hawk and TJ Watt are on the other side.
What?
Neither of them are Rapoport.
No.
Yeah. Suck it. Idiot.
What news is TJ Watt going to break today? We'll find that.
That's right.
Maybe TJ Watt's our new insider.
That'd be
That'd be
awesome.
sweet.
Okay? Leak us all the information from within the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. Give us all the drama and details.
Yeah.
Tear that team in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Tone?
Right.
See, I don't think you
Yikes.
wanted that,
Yeah.
Tone. I don't think you were listening to what we were saying.
No, you said turn the team in half, but TJ would never do that, so I could yell right.
Okay, I got you. You had faith in TJ
Yeah.
being a good
What about
person.
ML football? You said you liked them.
I do like ML football. They're now a punditry show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, a lot of quotes. Now, there was numerous tweets about me this weekend that were certainly not very nice, with a lot of people agreeing with them. And, I jotted down some names that I'll remember forever and never, ever, just remember.
Yep.
That was tough. Some of these people were real rude to me.
It's just ridiculous.
They were so mean.
Yeah. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, but I'm with me all the time. How do you think I feel? Okay? Jeez. You know how much you hate you? You should see how I feel.
This is every day.
This is every day I got to deal with me. Jesus Christ, I apologize. But on the ML football thing, they put out one little punditry thing. That really...
You got to watch it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you become insider to pundit.
Yeah.
Boy.
We're okay with you setting up the other Israeli insiders with fake tweets and copy and paste stuff, but you start going fucking pundit. Watch out.
This guy stinks. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Uh-huh.
We'll be back in about 5. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Or tweet me something terrible. Take 5. Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m., I was sent a text that said, hey, I think it's time. And I said, what do you mean you think it's time? I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at. And I said, Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow. And he said, yeah, let's do it. I put a tweet out saying, hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes. There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. We're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replace me. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire, Packer. If you want to come back and play, obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. At this point, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that
and
for
I
a
think
long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards the Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted obviously permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire, and I want to play, and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I've played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me, don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, there was a conversation about 20 different players to, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really, really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there. And it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence for 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498.
Bro.
Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude.
Hey, look it! From Wee-Man! You learned something from Brock. And Wee-Man back in the ring. He's stalking Sammy. Listen to this place. Oh, to the kneecap. Wee-Man so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Wee-Man body slamming Sami Zayn. Wee-Man used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
Probably still play safety, but we did see something today.
Yeah, I don't know if he could still play safety just because, I happened to catch a pass against him.
What? You did?
Whoa,
it was not a moss.
I did. I had to reach over him a little and snag it out of his hand.
Do we have a video? You just caught a ball on Adam Pac-Man Jones. How do you feel, Connor?
Pretty good. Looking back on it now, probably should have been the 6th overall pick in the 2006 NFL draft, but that was him, and I caught a pass on him, so I'm shaking. I mean, I can't believe that just happened.
Pac, a man who has obviously never really played a sport competitively past high school, just caught a ball on you. Your thoughts?
Fake moss.
Now that it's 1-1, we'll stop it.
Somebody got to win.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. on this magnificent Overreaction Monday, August 28th, 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts now. Football has happened this past weekend with actual college football games. The final preseason games of the NFL preseason took place, ending last night at 8 p.m. That would kind of suck, but we did get a chance to see C.J. Stroud do his thing out there. Jameis Winston gave a motivational speech. The quarterbacks around the NFL looked fantastic, and now we wait 2 weeks until the actual season kicks off. Wow, the college football season rolls into Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend for game day. It's a beautiful time. The weather is starting to break a little bit, but then I was told it's going to be 107 again next week.
That's right. Yeah, it's coming back.
We're on one of these yodely things with the weather. Hey, smart people, figure it out. Okay? I'm tired of walking outside into a sauna. Then 2 days later, I go out in the morning. Oh, a little brisk chill. Is it October? It's football season.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. I'm seeing my breath. This is amazing. And then 2 days later, scorching hot again. Smart people, let's make sure that's done.
Please.
Okay? Please. It's not too much to ask. The Talks and Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. The other half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Bubba Gumpino's in the back there. He's the one tweeting out all the clips, so if you have anything to say, send it to that guy right there with that incredible beard. Joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, which is coming up in about 5 weeks. Congrats to Victor Hovland.
Hell yeah, Vic.
This guy's a COVID survivor, father of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Ohio, A.J. Hawk. A.J., how you doing, pal?
Doing great, pal. How you guys doing?
Great. It was a great weekend. Got to see some football, got to travel a little bit, hang out with the baby. How about you? How was the weekend for you, pal?
Everything's awesome, man. Weather's great. I love we're sliding right into fall, my favorite time of year.
We really are. Yeah. Sliding on in there. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, shall we? He played his first minutes as a New York Jet. I enjoyed watching him come out the tunnel, and the boys were trying to wait back so the fans couldn't see him. And he said, no, we're going right out here to the end zone. This is our field, even though it's got a G on there. Okay, let's go ahead and do the breakdown. Let's do it. Warming up, looking good, goes out, has a good first series. Randall Cobb decapitates a guy. Okay, 15-yard penalty. Let's go ahead and
nice block. It was a good block, man. I had no issue with it.
We agree. Old school football. I enjoyed Aaron telling everybody thank you. Thank you. I to you. I to you.
Do people know that means? What does it mean? I love you. Do people know that?
Yeah. Yes, people know that.
7 stars.
Okay.
Everybody knows
maybe
that.
Because Big Ben made it popular, right?
Well, yeah, Big Ben took the tractor another round. Another round. Another round.
Love you, 7.
On that last night, Monday Night Football, get a big win. Keep the helmet on. Let me walk this fucking mile. I appreciate it. But Aaron looked very comfortable. The offense was in. First play of the game was supposed to be a run check. I'm throwing this right to Garrett Wilson. Classic Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. What did you see, and how pumped do you think Aaron is about the outing against the Giants?
I mean, everyone has to feel pretty good about his outing. He gets in there, he gets to make some plays. Obviously, he and Garrett Wilson are going to have awesome block by Randall right there. But they are going to have an awesome connection. You're right. First play. Oh, they're giving Garrett a little bit of a cushion. Here we go. Stand up. I'll throw it to you. Like, we'll see that happen a bunch this year.
Yeah, and if they come up close to him so he can't do it, a little shake, shimmy, how you doing, Tutty? Laid hands, second year in the NFL. He's got to be thrilled that Aaron Rodgers is his quarterback, and Aaron's got to be pumped that this thing came with the team that he just got traded to. Now, with that being said, we got to pivot away from the New York Jets, and let's go to a man who holds the record for most sacks in one NFL season at 22.5.
Wow.
A man who's been a defensive player of the year in the past. A man who got introed last, I think, as a rookie in the city of Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, a member of the Watt family, TJ Watt.
What's up, guys? I feel like I'm in a war room right now. This is very strange.
All right, so the idea I want to pitch is it's this show. It feels like I'm on Shark Tank right now. It's a show where we talk about sports a little bit, mostly dumb. We'll give you 10%. No, let's dive in here. TJ, thank you for making time, pal. Huh?
Hell yeah.
Thank you for making time. How you feeling?
I appreciate being on here.
How's the body? Feels like you look better than ever in this preseason with Herbig and Highsmith being on the D-line alongside you. I mean, is this the best TJ Watt you have been? It feels like that from watching from outside in, and obviously you're going to give a humble answer, but legitimately, are you feeling better than you've ever felt?
I would like to think so. Obviously, last year wasn't exactly how I wanted it to go, but gave me a lot of perspective and helped me kind of hone into how I want to train this offseason to prepare for this season. And it's been a great preseason all along from training at Latrobe with all the guys. And like you said, having depth helps a lot. So I don't have to be taking 190% of the snaps every week, which helps.
Yeah, especially in training camp. That's always a blast. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, TJ, when I watch you guys play, your whole team, and specifically on defense too, like you guys seem to have a crazy sense of urgency all the time. Like you're always straining, always like it seems like every single play, Tomlin and the rest of your staff, somehow they nail that in. Is that just the culture that he's created there and you guys just carrying that on? It's really fun to watch, actually.
Yeah, it is the culture. I think any successful defense that I've ever been on is like playing with swag, being the team that all the offenses hate playing against, celebrating after making plays, and always living in the backfield and having hats to the ball. And that's kind of what we're trying to create here, and that's what we're able to do at Latrobe with hanging out off the field as well, which always helps. And we're just having fun, man. We're flying around. We have so many guys that are willing and able, as Coach Tomlin always says. Yeah, no, I'm like a video game here.
Yeah, I see you moving there. It's pretty cool, bro.
But yeah, I'm very excited with the direction of this defense, and we need to get back to making splash plays, tackles for loss, batted passes, interceptions, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't want hostages, I think I've heard him say. You know, I want volunteers around here, another Tomlinism, one of the greatest speakers in the history of football. Your defense is always going to be good. I think everybody just assumes that with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we saw a little push-pull out of you. Oh, now everybody on the internet's like, it's a third-string offensive lineman. What are we even talking about? That's an adult, okay? That's an adult that was training to do that. And another adult just picked him up and then decided, no, you're not going this way. You're going this way. So I can't wait to see what you do this season. 22.5 is a big number. You break it, we'll give $500,000 to a charity of your choice. All right? We'll just make that right now.
All right. That's incredible. I'm here for it.
You look good. Hey. That thing looked real fucking smooth. No, but let's talk about the other side of the ball now. You might be able to attack the quarterback even more with an offense that might be able to get a lead. An offense that seems to be a bit more aggressive and tactical this season as opposed to years past. Kenny Pickett looks phenomenal from outside in. George Pickens looks dumb. Like it looks Johnson out there. Everybody that's been brought in seemingly working. You listen to Tone Diggs and these Steelers fans, it's like, this is the year. What have you seen from the offense? How do you think Kenny Pickett's been able to make this big of a jump? And what are your thoughts on expectations that were next to none from the national standpoint before training camp started?
Yeah, it's been special to see Kenny go from year 1 to year 2. And Coach T's always talking about taking that leap from year 1 to year 2. And quarterback is such a tough position to play as a rookie. And just to have everything slow down for him and being able to play at the level that he's played through preseason has been special to watch. I mean, like you said, he has so many weapons. Up front has been blocking so well that the run has been there, and that opens up the play pass and everything else as well. Just very excited for this season. The splash plays that you guys see in games is only half of what we get to see here in practice.
With Pickens, he's ridiculous, huh?
He's crazy, man. He's a freak, genetic freak. I still don't think he understands how good he is.
I mean, the night he got drafted, I mean, you know what I mean?
Standing in front of the TV.
Is he hilarious?
He had the mask down. Yeah, he did the whole thing.
Is he hilarious? Yeah, I assume he's a hilarious human being.
Yeah, he is. And that's the thing. You forget these guys are still so young. I mean, he's just a kid coming out of college still and just living life to the fullest and having fun and not realizing how good of a player he is. Wrong way.
Lost, be quick.
Wrong way.
Hey, guy looks quick.
That's right.
Guy looks quick.
Was that Coach T in the?
I don't know if you see him. Oh, we got.
He is over here. I think that's why it's. What's going on?
Is that Bert Lawton right there?
What?
Bert.
Had a baby Bert. Had a baby Bert.
Who's controlling
this? We're dealing with over here at the South Side.
I think it's one of those smart ones that any. Oh!
Whoever talks, the camera comes on to.
Oh, wow.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Wow. Plum's finest.
Hey, Coach.
In the building.
Hey, Coach, thank you for taking care of those Plum kids last week up at training camp. That was very cool of you.
My brother, no problem. Glad to.
Hey, we don't want hostages around here either, huh? We want volunteers.
You know what's up, man. I just want to come in and interrupt your business, man. Congratulations, man, on all your success, bro.
Hey, you too, bud. You're supposed to win a Super Bowl this year. I don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers fans say you're winning a Super Bowl this year, so no expectations.
You know what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I don't know if we're ever going to get TJ back on camera. It's one of those smart cameras, I think, that can track
too smart.
any type of action there.
Yeah.
Sit right underneath Casey Hampton. That's amazing. Absolutely love it.
Here you go.
We're back. Tone has a question for you. I have no idea where we were headed before.
Yeah, TJ. Pat talked about the push-pull, and that's only one in your vast array of moves. One of my favorite things is, like, how do you work on – you're so good at actually, like, when the offensive linemen or tight ends come at you, they don't touch you at all? Like, have you worked with wide receivers or tight ends on like kind of just like getting off the ball that, I mean, your wiggle is kind of crazy right now where they don't even touch you sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to understand what offense they're trying to do. A lot of times those tight ends and tackles try to take those flat steps to widen you out to have to expand with them. And just the way to be able to crease and get in the backfield quicker is just by going up and under. And it just keeps them honest. Later in the game, they might take a more shallow step, and then you can step on the outside and shorten the edge. So I think it's just kind of playing the game within the game.
Your defensive scheme, and this is probably more of a question for AJ to ask, but why is it always good? And I think Tomlin told us, like, it's been the same. Like, dog blitz has been called the same exact way since the old
dog rush.
Dog rush, yeah, since the steel curtain, he said. Like, so all the guys that have played basically for Pittsburgh could come in, they understand the lingo, conversation can happen. Has it just been one defense throughout this entire thing? Has it evolved? Like, why is the Pittsburgh defense always good, you think?
It's a good question. I mean, a lot of the calls have been the same. That's the cool thing. So we have guys that come in 10, 20 years past playing, and all the calls are very similar, so they can come to practice and know exactly what we're running. So that's kind of special in itself. But it's also just the 3-4 scheme, having outside linebacker depth, being able to have the front office and coaches put together the personnel that we have, and then just kind of making us put the scheme alive. And 3-4 is the best scheme in football, obviously, I think, as an outside linebacker. But we just fly around and have fun, and it's kind of hard not to play your ass off in front of Acrisure Stadium.
Ooh, nailed it. How long did it take you there?
That just took me about 10 seconds in my head before I said it. So.
Instead of Hines, yeah, Acrisure. Shout out Acrisure. Go ahead, AJ.
TJ, it might be like a cliche question, but do you have any of your favorite pass rush moves to get sacks in? Like, I think what's fun to watch is when you do the old famous ghost rush, where all of a sudden you're not there and you're ducking under, you dip that shoulder. But I think it all has to come from power. You have to be able to threaten, like, hey, I'm going to run you straight over head and hands. Does everything come from that, where you have to be able to threaten power and then all your other moves will open up?
Yeah, I think you have to have some sort of power in your repertoire. Otherwise, that corner isn't going to be as short as normal. So if you show power, it'll make that tackle kind of sit down, and then he'll try to shoot his hands to stop the power. Otherwise, he can just run you by all day long, and nothing's really going to work. So that's kind of something I figured out over the past 7 years or so.
Did you get stronger? You said you know what to work on. You do that whole thing in the Watt workouts, obviously, sitting in frozen lakes and going out to Arizona. But before we golf, we need a nice, JJ told us, and I think we told you this the last time you were on here, planning to do something with you. You have to be like, all right, TJ, here's 4 hours for a gym that we have rented out, okay? Have the gym to ourselves. Then there's a cold tub, hot tub here for another hour. Then we're thinking maybe your nephew's birthday party for 2 hours. Then you get a little cold tub on the other side of that, do the whole thing for that. You're like, your entire soul being. Now, I know you have a family, but it seems like it is a football. What is it? Have you changed anything? Do you feel more powerful? And how do you kind of get to the point you are every single season?
Yeah, I've tried to get better at the whole life balance thing, but it never really works out quite like I wanted to. I didn't golf many 18 rounds this year just because it's a 4-hour process. If I don't hit Subway before, I don't have a sub on the field, and I'm not hitting the ball how I want to, and then I'm pissed and I'm missing workouts, and then my recovery is all messed up for the next day. So I think I did a good job in the beginning of the offseason, but I always kind of revert back to my old ways where I just get so stuck in the routine, and I just get so excited to be back here that train just kind of takes over for itself.
I love that. I tried to be a human. I tried. They wanted me to do it. I golfed, hit a couple bad shots. Then all of a sudden, what do we do? Why am I wasting my time doing this? I suck at golf. Golfers aren't good at golf. I could be working out right now. Instead, I'm wasting my time. I think that is everything that Pittsburgh Steelers fans want to hear from their former Defensive Player of the Year and guy who's going to go break his own record this upcoming season for the amount of sacks. Good luck out there, TJ.
Okay, because we don't need that.
I have not. I enjoy cleaning the pool, man. That's therapeutic. I don't need to be like my oldest brother and hire out for every single thing. So I want to do some things for myself.
I like it. Keep yourself humble. Break a leg. Do whatever you got to do. We appreciate the humility. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Watt.
Yeah, TJ!
I don't need to be like my oldest brother.
Hiring out for everything.
I bet you when that tape got sent in to the family group.
Oh, yeah.
The amount, JJ probably, why are we still doing this?
Yeah, what the hell?
Why this is easy. The guy who cut your grass probably has somebody in the thing. Why are we even think he went full ass over teacher?
Oh yeah. Right leg staying on.
Didn't love it.
Ground too. Yeah.
Didn't love it.
Yeah, but you see the agility. He
Yeah.
It's great. It was a great adjustment to fall and not get hurt. He showed his athleticism.
Great transition. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of conversation about Tua Tagovailoa training in jiu-jitsu this offseason so that he will no longer get injured. Yes, a lot of people thought it was a joke, but no, it was a real thing. A lot of the Dolphins even joined him. Now we're having video footage shown to us that's saying, hey, maybe it is helping. Maybe it is helping. You look on the left side, that's from this preseason. You look on the right side, that's from last season. Obviously, there's no roll with it, lean with it, rock with it. Into his head, bang, eats up the field. That would obviously go on to lead for a season, basically, of controversy about Tua in his brain. And what's good for Tua, what's good for football, should rules be changed, should helmets be changed? And Tua said, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this myself, to help the Dolphins, because when I'm playing, we're really good. When I don't play, we got some question marks. Now he's rolling, AJ, looking like an athlete over there. And if that's what jiu-jitsu's doing, I love everything about it, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I would hope. Has Tua talked about this at all? Is this like side by side ever been put up and shown to him? Because this legit is something like, hey, you're showing progress.
So that's the thing. As soon as we saw it on the internet, I think we were all like, I'll tell you what, the fucking jiu-jitsu combo was certainly real.
He got to that shoulder and rolled, made sure his head didn't hit. That was impressive.
And he rolled right over it. I think he'll even start popping up, too. It'll be like a big time boom. Like right there, he's popping himself very quickly.
Cam Jordan in the other preseason game.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Just like that. I like this. And if you're a Dolphins fan, shout out to Gumpy, you got to be excited. Maybe there's a little bit more durability from this little rolling session with a couple Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belts.
We need him. We go as he goes. Like, that's our whole offense. That's everything this year. If he's healthy, we can win. When he's not, we've proven we can't win.
I saw on the internet, the Finn fam, you guys are getting Jonathan Taylor, huh? That's what the thought is?
I'm happy with our backfield, and we drafted a guy in the 3rd round. Like, I'm not big on paying a running back we haven't even paid Wilkins yet still.
So the internet seems to think, I didn't know that it was this much of an expectation. I guess when Stephen Holder reports Dolphins have made an offer, I guess Dolphins fans get excited about potentially having Jonathan Taylor. I guess I would too. But it feels like the overwhelming Dolphin community right now, Fins Up community, is like, yeah, he's coming to the Dolphins. That'd be fucking awesome.
Nuts.
That would be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would help Tua more than anything.
And you could see how McDaniel would see what happened with Shanahan when they brought in Christian McCaffrey and be like, oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
We get one of those types of guys. Everybody talks about our run game. We get the guy. That'd be a hell of a move. Money-wise has to work, though. And Rapp said that he thinks that, what did he say? More than 12.
Yeah, it's 14.
Still haven't paid Wilkins. Like, Wilkins plays every fucking snap. Like, can we just pay him? He's unbelievable.
What's he asking
He's out,
for?
right? He's holding out, isn't he?
Yeah, and we just paid another guy yesterday instead of him. Like, get that deal done. He's our best defensive player.
That was another D lineman, right? That got a deal done?
Siler.
I wonder if they told Wilkins, though, we got to get this one done first. We're not worried about whether or not you're going to be good. We'll figure this out. You'll stay in shape. We'll get it done. Maybe that's a good thing, because I assume that isn't a surprise to Wilkins that another D lineman got paid before him. If he did, that would be certainly an interesting conversation as we go forward. Tomorrow's price, not today's price. If that's happening, if you're Wilkins, I would assume. But it feels like business everywhere is heating up, AJ. Everywhere.
How many guys are still technically holding out right now and have not even been to camp?
Bosa, Chris Jones. Wilkins is hold in.
Yeah, he's there.
He's hold in.
He's hold in. He's in the building, but hey. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bosa needs to keep that going for players.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think players overall are being disrespected, especially defensive players.
Yep.
You talked about a Wilkins, Chris Jones,
Jones,
Bosa.
too.
I mean, TJ Watt had to kick a door down to get paid, okay, and he was a defensive player. Especially defensive players of the year are being disrespected. In 49ers, fucking Debo kind of had to hold out. I think he needs to step up for the future of that team and possibly hold out until, I don't know, first division game, I would think I would hold out.
When's that?
Week 2. They have their first division game. I think it's just like, hey, like I'm willing to hold out a regular season game, but I love this team so much that I'm not going to hold out a division game. So I think like that sends the proper message. But yeah, I think
Chris Jones said he'll hold out to week 8. You only want week 2 for Bosa.
Well, yeah, Bosa, because he's coming off a rookie contract. Okay, so Chris Jones, he's proven himself in this league. Okay, a little bit more. Okay.
Oh, then Bosa? Okay. You're really working yourself into a shoot here, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think week 2 is probably like the best place for Nick Bosa to hold out to. That makes more sense than not.
Oh, this is a work.
Yes, yeah. The Steelers play the Niners week 1.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tony's on to something, though. Those cross-country flights, a lot of swelling could happen. You pull a hamstring or something like that. You haven't practiced in a while.
So you're saying whole team don't go to the Steelers?
Sounds like it.
I said a couple guys.
Yeah, because who knows what happens to Purdy's.
How is anybody going to take this show serious if you're saying what you just said right there? Strictly because they play the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1. You can't have that type of bias, see? Can't have it,
There's
Tony.
no bias here. He needs to stand on his table.
Oh, my bias is pro player? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. That's
like
how
I said. I mean, TJ had to kick a door down. Is Bosa gonna kick a door down, or is his great grandfather gonna come in and bash some heads in?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's really a good question. I don't know if the Shanahan-Lynch team wants a holdout in the regular season from Bosa immediately after admitting to the world that Trey Lance didn't work.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know if now's the time to have the defense player of the year not on the field during the regular season, right after you just basically, which I appreciated. We'll talk about this Trey Lance trade to Dallas for a 4th rounder. I appreciated John Lynch 3 years into this going, yeah, I fudged it up, guys. So that's what we
took a shot. Took a shot, didn't work out. Yeah,
Huge.
I think more people should do that. They really should.
And when I tweeted out that the lack of ego from John Lynch and Shanahan here is truly rare, like such a real statement that I don't think everybody fully comprehends. Whenever you think about these positions of power, the gatekeepers of the NFL, whenever they make a decision, their legacy is going to be decided upon if it works or if it doesn't work. And John Lynch, obviously a Hall of Famer as a player, an absolute dog, a stud. Shanahan is NFL royalty, has been since a kid. I get it, their legacies are going to be judged upon different things. But this type of thing, a normal GM would not be able to get off from. If Brock Purdy started playing well, would have traded Brock Purdy. Like, okay, thank you, Brock Purdy. We can now get value for you to showcase the decision that we made for the number 3 overall pick. And I'm not saying that's going to happen every time, but more often than not, egos and pride and worry about your legacy and your draft picks and success and everything normally get in the way of making the right decision. I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, AJ. Everybody has seen it around the NFL. And the fact that they're like, meh, all right. Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant was the guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we traded. Just act like, and then we just
still
keep
pick
moving.
him. Still our draft pick. It's still our draft pick, so give us credit for that one. But yeah, hey, I understand you might knock us a little bit for what we did at number 3.
A lot of people are saying, now you're complimenting Lynch for this. It's like, no, I'm just saying, like, this is
no, but you're saying
abnormal.
he's admitting it. At least he's saying yes. Like, hey, we took a shot. He didn't have to sit there and sugarcoat it and come up with a million excuses. Hey, we thought we had something. Obviously, it's not going to work out from here. Hopefully he does well somewhere else.
Well, and they're probably the only 2 in the history of the NFL to draft someone at 3, and then for that guy not to be good, but for their team to still be good. So isn't there some sort of just a little luck? Like other people would have done that, but they don't last 2 years after they trade all the way up to 3, and then that guy stinks.
How big wasn't the story? Yeah. One of them wanted a different quarterback, so how big do you think the I told you so was coming from?
Every conversation. Yeah. Any conversation going forward. Now, if that's true, we don't know. I don't know if anything.
I thought it was confirmed by Lombardi.
Yeah, but also,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think
who wanted who in that situation?
Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. Lynch wanted Trey. Allegedly, after all the workouts, Lynch saw Trey Lance and was like, "This is upside here. This is a guy. This is how good he is." Allegedly, this is all. Maybe it's been confirmed. I don't remember because there was a time where it wasn't confirmed, but it was being said.
Yeah.
So we're not 100% sure there. But yeah, any decision going forward. I mean, I like a guy. I don't like a guy. Okay. Well, you remember? Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember? All right.
You were there.
Yeah.
You
remember?
3 first ones.
All the good players.
Your say doesn't matter.
Yeah, the players they went after too.
I think they start fighting. You're supposed to develop him, Kyle. That's your job.
Yeah. I look like Mr. Irrelevant.
They get mad at each other.
What are you talking about? I did.
Yeah, he's pretty
last
good,
pick of the draft. Everybody else said nah, a bunch of times. Everybody said no. I said, yeah, look what we're doing. Right decision all the time. He's back. He played some preseason game. picked up right where he left off.
Yeah.
I mean, that story is going to be remarkable to be told later if he can survive. Now, that's going to be the big question. His first year, he comes in, he's incredible at football, but then he gets hurt. And then you look at his size, and you go, well, can this guy stay healthy? Nobody in Shanahan's offense can stay healthy, pretty much. Is he going to be able to make it? We hope so, right? I mean, that is what I'm hoping, but that is the only thing I think that holds him back from becoming a great. I think he's going to be a great.
Oh, yeah. I think people are still, even with Brock Purdy, some people are still holding like, all right, well, eventually he's going to come back down to earth. And the people thought that the whole time. Every single game and game after game, he continued, I think, to kind of prove people wrong with that. So I have no reason to believe he's taking a step back.
Okay, let's talk about another quarterback that's a little bit undersized. He was drafted number 1 overall, though. Bryce Young with the Carolina Panthers. I guess there was something this weekend that was showcasing the wide receivers and their ability to get open.
Yeah, essentially there was one of those bird's eye view shots of the tape of the Carolina Panthers, and it looked as though every single wide receiver they had was moving with ankle weights, like when Phillip Rivers would move around in the pocket, kind of.
Really, 2 sprains.
Yeah,
like Carson.
And Bryce Young was the most impressive part of it because he would, take his quick little drop, then he's got someone in his face, and then he's making someone miss, and then he's, going around the corner, making everything happen, throwing a deep ball, and then I believe it was Nick or someone pointed out, or maybe it was Ty, I forget, pointed out that on the touchdown to Thielen that a lot of us saw, Bryce Young threw it, and it was in the air for like 5 seconds. The ball was. So the timing was perfect from Bryce Young, but it looks as though they might have a little trouble as far as speed goes within the wide receiver.
Now, we don't know what the internet gets right and what they get wrong. It could be a real story, could completely be a miss, could be a little fabrication. That's Jordan Love playing great football right there. Yeah. He did look good. We'll talk about him, certainly. But Bryce, they were describing him as the Steph Curry of this year's draft, and after watching him play, I kind of see it. A little bit. I kind of see it. He moves. Yeah. He's got great vision. He's like Methy seemingly when he has the ball. He's like kind of looking for an opportunity. I like him. I'm a big fan of old Bryce Young. Yeah. Not that I ever wasn't. We were worried about his size because somebody that size is always going to have question marks whenever there's 300-pounders who run 4.6 on the other side. If one of those blindside shots gets home, how does Bryce Young respond? Now, we saw it in the first game with the New York Jets. He actually got murdered from behind, and he bounced right back up and let him down the field. This guy's going to be a guy, but everybody's worried about the offensive line and about the wide receivers now. What do you think, AJ, on Bryce Young, and what are your early thoughts about how he's played this preseason?
I mean, I like him early. Obviously, I think when you're a quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, so much depends on the team you have around you. Obviously, your O-line, the weapons you have to throw to. But I like when he's in there, obviously, he looks like he has command of the offense. I think it's cool seeing how quick he gets the ball out of his hand. He sees, okay, here we go. I got a free runner, blitz here, boom, take the easy completion. Let's get 4 or 5 yards and keep moving. I think he does a great job of that. And like when he knows I'm under pressure, I don't try to do anything stupid. I take the easy one, I keep it moving and try to keep the drive going.
Thielen said that Bryce Young knows where he's supposed to go with the ball, like, too fast.
Yeah.
Like Thielen.
It feels like that. It feels like that watching him.
That's what Thielen said. Like, I was coming out of my break and the ball hit me right in the shoulder. I didn't even have my eyes around. He was like, I was the right throw. Like, I was certainly where the ball was supposed to go. But it was so quick that nobody expected it. It's almost like when they were talking about his football IQ coming out, they're like, this guy's in a different universe whenever it comes to football IQ. And then you immediately go, well, does that matter if you're able to survive or not? And it's like Drew Brees had success. Drew Brees had a lot of success. I don't think Drew Brees can move like Bryce Young has the ability to move. He's a smooth athlete. Smooth. The way he sees things and feels things. It's been fun to watch him. I'm excited to see that team grow.
And I was watching the highlights this weekend from his game, and he's also like there's something where if the play doesn't go well, the look on his face is immediately just so much disappointment because it feels like he knew what he should have done or knew where he should have been. Like he has it. Like you
feel like he cares and he knows.
Yeah.
Which I respect and appreciate. I like the fact that some of these young guys have looked really good. How about C.J. Stroud, pal, last night? Man. He threw a dot touchdown. I mean, obviously it wasn't the farthest throw, but that was right in stride for Cuz. That ball was right on the money. He seems to be in control like he has been since, I guess the second preseason game. They showcased preseason game 1 for C.J. Stroud on ESPN this morning, and then the last 3, and it's like, or last 2. He's been good. He's really developed quickly, I think is what Houston's thinking. He can put the ball wherever he wants it. Now, here's another question. Do they have enough weapons? Is the offensive line going to be able to protect him? I mean, that's always going to be a big adversity piece for a quarterback. But he looked good last night, AJ. I think you Ohio State faithful should be thinking we maybe got one. We maybe got a guy.
And what I like about CJ and Bryce both, like they just have super quick releases, like the boom, boom, and it just gets out of their hand. I have always been a homer towards quarterbacks that have quick releases. I think it's so huge when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, Dan Marino, obviously. But look at that ball. That's just like, that's right. That's a perfect football. Now, it's not like a 30-yard ball, okay? He's on the fucking 3-yard line. But that ball, even if it is in the middle of the 50 or the 40, that guy's running with that thing, and he's gone. It's like that type of accuracy matters. And you'll see other guys miss a little bit. You know, like I was watching Anthony Richardson against Philadelphia. There was a couple that he missed where it was like caught, but it wasn't in the NFL standards. Like, hey, that ball needs to be right here so I can run with this thing. Because if you go here, you may be cut off 30 yards of gain. And it's like, that is the difference between NFL quarterback up here and NFL quarterback right here. That's the difference between Super Bowls and being in the NFL a long time. Like, it is such a fine distinction between great and good, and then obviously good and terrible. It is like, it just happens. Anthony Richardson, he's got the it factor, AJ.
It's pretty good, huh? Pretty good. He looks like he's the teammates are already rallying around him. I think he did. I heard you mention it earlier when he was, flapping his wings or whatever. Like, I thought his response was awesome. Like, just casual, just no one. I hope no one got it. I'm just having fun. I hope no one was upset by that.
I was just having fun. I was just thinking last night, like, if we score, what am I going to do? And I was just having fun.
Yeah.
Hope nobody took it too seriously. The Eagles fans did.
The
Eagles fans certainly did. The internet said, you didn't even score. You didn't even do anything. It's like, I love it even more that he's celebrating somebody else's touchdown. I think everything about him has made Indianapolis Colts fans completely forget about all the drama with Jonathan Taylor. Because it's like, hey, Jonathan, the team ain't around you anymore, pal. It is around that guy. And we need that guy to be great. And I think there's a lot of things that he has done. I mean, I didn't even know that he bobbled that. I'm just seeing that now.
Makes it even better.
Even better. He's running full speed. Yep.
Still got it.
Same little play they scored on before too, right there. Reading that end, you see him like ducking him. The tight end's coming across, ducking him, and they're reading that end.
Shane Steichen's offense is perfect for this guy too, dude.
Yeah.
This would suck to try to defend this guy as a defender. Like, it would not be fun.
Yeah, he's bigger than your linebackers.
Yeah, this is the threat.
Huge. So like, Corny, this is a 17-yard ball in the bucket.
Oh, how quick that!
Boom,
boom, boom.
That's the one.
Come on, baby. He's a guy. I think we got a guy.
Like you've been saying the entire offseason, too, like at the very least, like he's going to be so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, better than the last shit.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, they may only win 5 or 6 games.
Whoa!
It's possible. I'm not saying they will.
Maybe 4. Right?
Yeah, maybe 4.
What's their over-under?
But
3.5.
But it's
3.5?
5.5 or 6.5.
Oh, I think it's 5.5. Right,
there we go.
Up.
But like the price of admission, like you're
low.
getting your money's worth when you get a ticket to go watch him play because you have no idea. Like, we haven't seen someone for the Colts play like that maybe ever. I mean, I guess you could say Luck is the closest thing, like in recent memory, but like there's nobody like him.
So let's talk about this. So if his weapon is going to be he can run the shit out of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is sometimes a conversation where people go, well, we don't want to run our quarterback because we don't want to get him banged up. It's like, well, why don't you want him to get banged up? Well, because if he takes too many hits, he won't be able to play for as long. We want him to be able to play 10 to 15 years. It's like, well, if this guy isn't elite talented with accuracy, reading a defense, and his arm, he's not going to play 10 years anyway. So, like, are you sacrificing an actual career for a perfect career? Are you trying to do something like with Anthony Richardson? I think Shane Steichen's like, yeah, running is a big part. Yeah. Like him running is a massive part of what he's able to do. So he's going to run them. And there'll be some people in the football world, every time he takes a hit, if he takes a hit, where they go, well, this is knocking off years on the back end. It's like, well, back end would have never happened maybe if you didn't have his run game alongside of it. He became an elite player because he can run. Same thing with the Chicago Bears. Like Justin Fields is an elite runner. He is an elite runner. We saw that last year. I think we're seeing it now with the highlights in a preseason game. And I don't want to give up hope too quickly, but I think they're scared to get him banged up too much because he's a franchise quarterback and everything like that. But it's like, if he's a franchise quarterback that never plays to his peak because you're not using what his peak is because you're scared it'll take away, like, I think that's a bad business decision too. I think they need to commit. Justin Fields can run. Very fucking well.
Yeah.
So good.
Very, 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 very well.
Mm-hmm.
Him throwing, I guess, isn't as accurate as everybody hoped. There's lowlights that have been surfacing on the internet because they're probably Michigan fans trying to make him look bad. But nonetheless, every time you see him run, he's pulling away from people. It's like, just commit to it. And don't be scared that you're going to get him hurt because it's like, it's football. There's a chance he's going to get hurt staying in the pocket anyways. But wouldn't you want the best version of that player if you could? Sometimes those types of decisions don't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, don't you think it's also it's like a fluid thing as well? As the season goes, the coach will sit there and talk to his quarterback every single week, see how his body is feeling. No, hey, we might not have as many design QB runs in this game plan, but you don't have to do it a ton. You just the threat has to be there. Hey, 3rd and 3 or something. Hey, he's going to pull it. He's going to get the edge on you.
See, I'm thinking like
run him 20 times again.
Let's fucking, hey, you are a runner.
You're on your rookie contract. You're much more likely to do it in a rookie contract than when you give him $250 million.
Yeah, but you might never give him $250 million if you don't let him use, like if you just have him.
And you might not be the head coach in 3 years if you don't use him to what he can do best too as well.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. It's such a because there's so much money on the line. There's a $1 billion organization on the line.
Oh, yeah.
And like they're probably scared like, well, we don't want to run him because that's like running backs get hurt a lot. It's like, but if you do, that probably makes him a much better player for you guys if you let him utilize his weaponry. It's a fascinating dilemma, I think.
Also, if you're worried about him getting hurt, like when you have a unique ability like that, like he's never going to be more explosive and fast than he is right now. Like it's only going to get worse as he takes more hits and like progresses in his career. And it's not like they have this incredible offensive line, like one of the best in the league, where he's never going to get touched when he's dropping back. Like there's a chance that he drops back to pass and fucking tears his ACL week 1.
Whoa.
Like, I'm just
we
saying,
don't like it.
That chance, but that chance is out
we don't
there.
like it.
Whereas, like, if you let him go get in space, like I think he ran enough last year. Like he knows how to protect
He ran
himself.
for 1,200 yards.
Exactly. Like
we need to just embrace it fully.
Open it up.
Like
Let
this
him do
guy
it.
is a runner. Zeke, we haven't watched all of them. I only saw that low light that got circulated or whatever. It did not look good for him throwing the rock. No. I assume there's some good balls that he throws. It's just not as consistent as others. The run game is his wet. Like he is a top tier runner, right? Is he not?
Last year watching like every Bears game, like him breaking off all those runs it was absolutely amazing to watch. And it was all like amazing highlights, obviously.
But all anybody was talking about this year is can he throw, like the Jalen Hurts conversation, right?
Yeah. Well, from like the first preseason game, it was like, like for the DJ Moore toss and the Herb, like it was just one of those things where it's like, he can't throw the ball far, so they try going the ball far. And
yeah, but it's just preseason.
Just preseason.
Yeah, just try to win games. If he wins games, they can do whatever they want.
That's what I'm saying though. Like because you're so scared about what could happen if he runs, are you not getting the best version of a player? And are you doing him a disservice as opposed to you thinking you're doing him a service by, hey, we're going to protect you so you can play 10 years? It's like, is that contract going to look the same if I'm not the top tier runner that I actually, like Justin Fields has shown that he is fast. He's so fast.
So good.
So big, so fast.
He took a toss. But he was playing running back, took a toss last year, I think 45 yards for a touchdown. Is this like is this an old school NFL mentality thing where our quarterback has to be able to throw the ball, or is it because they invested money in a first round pick in them that our quarterback has to throw the ball? Because I feel like in college they'd be like, run the fuck out of him.
Yeah, college they don't have to worry about business at all. They're trying to win
that's
games.
my question. Yeah.
But I think it's always a business conversation. But the question that I'm projecting is like, are you affecting him business negative wise? Because you're not letting him be his best player. Is that not affecting business? Is his contract?
But everyone believes, don't you think at some point, though, everyone's going to say, you're going to have to prove that you can win a game throwing the ball. That's what everyone will say, especially when it matters. Like there's going to be big time 3rd and 9 that you have to convert plays like this, and you have to show that you can do that. That's what makes people nervous, I think.
3rd and 8, cold weather, out. About 14 yards. Yeah. You're going to have
to that looks like on TV, people might say, oh, yeah, of course, just a pitch and a catch. No, it's much more difficult than you think.
Guy over top, obviously. Have to have that thing outside knee, outside shoulder, or it's going back the other way. Or if you incomplete, we lose this game. Like, that is going to happen. But to get to that point, I think is a long shot if you're not utilizing –
I'd be running all that zone read stuff with Justin Fields. You kidding me?
Dude,
everything.
He's so fast. Did we know that?
You could slow him down, though. What it also does to help the pass game, it slows those DNs down the D line when they know, okay, I might be free. He's going to be reading me. It might slow you down a step.
Did we know how fast? I guess everybody did. I don't know.
What did he run at Combine or Pro Day? He's always been super fast.
Bro, he was fucking just pulling away from people.
Yeah. Moving.
You see highlights of him he's so big, too. He's eating fish now again, right?
Right.
That's right.
Pescatarian.
That's probably going to get him a little faster. Because the fish oil, AJ, that's going to help out there. But Anthony Richardson, to what I was just chatting about, he ran a 4.4. Anthony Richardson, when I was just chatting, who also ran a 4.4, 250 pounds, 6'4". Jeez. I think Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard and everybody, just from what I've been watching, he's 6'4", 250, ran a 4.4. Yeah. we're going to utilize
have to
him doing that. And I think Anthony Richardson likes that. Remember that Buffalo game, first preseason game, he's running straight into a guy. I'm not saying we need to do that. Let's avoid contact if we have it. But I also think we're going to win more games if we got Anthony Richardson running all over the ballpark as opposed to just trying to figure out how he needs to be able to throw in the pocket. He needs to be able to throw in the pocket. It's like, let's just fucking win. Let's worry about all that other stuff later because the money will eventually come if you're getting dubs. Boston Connor.
And if the Bears don't want to run Justin Fields like the way that they should, the way that we think, they should use him similar to what the Eagles and the Ravens do, they should trade for Jonathan Taylor then. Why wouldn't you get him?
I think they're on the list, right?
We are on the list, yes.
But then, because
not publicly, but on the fans hoping.
Yes.
Which is great. That's football media, baby.
Just the Eberflus connection. I think that's the only reason why.
Well, and also.
And they have no running. Like Khalil Herbert is a good running back, but he's not, he's never been the guy, right? It's been
We don't have a true one anymore since Montgomery left.
So why wouldn't you try and add there?
Those two would be sweet.
Sweet. And DJ Moore on the outside? Because that is.
Now, granted, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor would be sweet too, but he don't want to be here.
Yeah. So,
well, and like the devil's advocate to that would be like, well, if you didn't want him to run, then you shouldn't have fucking drafted him because like he had a very special skill set. That was but they did. Like they did draft him.
Did Poles? No.
No.
I'm surprised he's even still there.
I still don't. I don't remember him being this good of a runner.
Me neither. I was watching these highlights of this dude run, and they were like, I think during the highlights they were talking about the throws or whatever, and the throws are certainly in there, and you see it. But once he starts moving, it's like, God damn, this guy is so fast.
The receivers he had at Ohio State, though, I think that's the reason why he didn't run that much, right?
Because there's no way he had 600 yards rushing in a season.
He almost ran for 300 yards against the Lions in the 2 games he played. Legit.
Like, hey, that's our team. It'd be hard for me not to be like, here's our quarterback. We run all over people.
That's right.
All right, that's what. And they got Chase Claypool, and they trade for DJ
Moore, yeah.
Which I like. I appreciate that you have weapons because they're probably going to have to stack the box. But I think my mindset would be this dude's a runner, and this is how our team's going to go. Just like the Ravens did years ago with Lamar Jackson. We're like, we're going 4 tight ends on the field, same exact time. We're rolling. I don't know. I guess I haven't watched him close enough to see if that's the case, but it should be because when he's in the open field, it's electrifying.
It's nuts.
Yeah. He's a dog, dude.
Just get down. Yeah. Just slide like that. Get the first down, get down. Don't take any extra damage.
And like Lamar, I feel like Lamar's gotten much better at that, getting down and not taking, different hits. And that was before he even got paid last year.
Lamar was such a that guy is so you got to be able to win with that guy, right?
Yeah.
Have to be, instead of being the worst team in the NFL, have the number 1 overall pick. At some point, you think you'd be able to win some games. Hopefully, they will. Good luck to the Bears.
None of those are designed either.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we should be designing these. He's so fast. He's so fast. It's alarming.
He's smooth with it too. Very smooth.
They brought out.
There's a design run. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is when he brought in the design plays to the locker room.
Yeah, they changed
the Lamar stuff.
Yeah, the Bears playbook before this game.
Okay.
And
that's what we're saying.
And that after that, I do believe was his running did take off a little bit.
Let's do it more. Because these preseason things I'm watching, you got him dropping back. Who gives a fuck? Get this guy in a position to run the ball.
Yeah.
He's elite. But let's assume he gets better at throwing, too. Way to go, Justin. Way to go.
Fields.
Love you, Fields.
Let's talk about a little college football, shall we, AJ? I know that Ohio State's still undefeated. So is West Virginia.
Of course.
Okay, we're both undefeated this particular season. Thank you. Congrats to you as well. Congrats. Ohio State's undefeated.
Yes. Thank you. I said thank you. Congrats to you. West Virginia is very much undefeated at the moment.
Didn't that sound good coming out of your mouth? It did to me.
Sounded great. And I look for them to continue to be undefeated in the next 3-4 weeks.
Let's talk about the games that we just got to watch. Thank you. Yes. You're damn right.
Let's go.
You're damn right what you just said right there. Garrett Green, who I guess hasn't even been announced as a starting quarterback. Have you heard this?
No way.
I just learned this.
No way.
In a battle? You've been talking this guy up for weeks.
Who's he battling?
I did not know there was a quarterback competition going on. I didn't think, after seeing him last year, there's no way.
Did someone reach out to you? Did SID reach out to you and say, hey, Pat, don't be put. We haven't made a decision at quarterback yet.
No, I was surprised nobody did, though, because I think I read a headline that was like, not ready to name starting
He'll be the starter. Come on, Neil.
No, that was, this has been after I've been saying this for 2 months.
Yeah.
And nobody gave me a heads up.
At least 2 months.
This guy is, I follow Garrett Green, and I always send him messages like, hey, we're fucking running wild at Happy Valley.
Trust the climb. Running wild, brother.
Does Pat know? Pat must know something I don't know about. Coach, does Pat know more than I do?
I do not. I was on game day. Garrett Green's about to run. Wow. What if he has even headset on?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, my God. That would be amazing. Whew.
That'd be a mistake by Neil.
We don't know. I don't.
Wouldn't
Hey, trust climb.
Wouldn't be his first.
Trust the climb.
This other boy must be doing pretty well.
Yeah, if he's keeping up with Garrett Green. Okay, Garrett Green is
listed.
player number 1.
Oh, Nico Marchioli.
I'll tell you what. Whoa, you need to
Are you-
stop. What
are
you
you
said,
kidding me?
Marchioli.
What?
You need to relax.
What? He's a good Italian boy.
I will say this about Nico. If he's in there, I'm on his side
That's
too.
right.
Nico gets, hey, when his arm gets a little loose, oh my God, we're talking about Happy Valley knitting line assassin.
Meatballs and Puka de Beppo.
Grazie.
Slinging them.
Grazie. Hey, Nick, what was that guy's name who had gabagool on a sandwich bag in his pocket at your wedding?
Tech Joe?
Was it Nico?
That's Billy.
Billy, of course. William, yeah, of course. William. This guy walked. I'm not going to say.
What? You want gabagool?
I was at Nick's wedding. It was 105 degrees inside this thing. So they had no air conditioning. And it was the most Italian wedding I've ever been to in my entire life. Both sides, ridiculously Italian.
Yep.
Absurdly Italian. Sure. It was.
Reek.
I bet it was fun.
It was great.
Fun
You're
group.
disgusting.
Of cologne.
You
What?
are disgusting.
What? Come on. Cologne.
You're an absolute pig.
Not bad. Nothing bad.
Anyways, Big Frank, Nick's dad, was going to introduce me to some of his friends. And this guy, as I'm meeting him, literally pulls a sandwich bag out of his back pocket, full suit. He goes, "You want some gabagool?" And I was like, "I do. I would like some gabagool." Obviously, it's 110 degrees, so this thing has been heating for a little bit in the Mark Caboli microwave.
So you liked hot Italian?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I thanked him. I was like, "Hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much." He asked me if I wanted any more. I said, "It's good." We kept it moving. And I said, "God damn, this is the most Italian place and thing I've ever been a part of."
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was the greatest of all time. So if Nico is going to go out there, I know Nico Marchiol is going to handle business.
Yeah.
With that being said, Garrett Green's going to run wild. They are undefeated. Other teams that are undefeated. USC, Caleb Williams had 4 touchdowns. Everybody was talking about the one where he dropped a snap and then just hucked the thing to a guy. I don't know if that one was Zachariah. Was that Zachariah?
I don't
He had
think
a kick
so.
return. No, because he had like it was like a
drag
in the
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah. So anyways, this team offensively absurd. Caleb Williams has 4 touchdowns in his Heisman campaign debut. Again, it's just, they're fantastic. I think they're going to be fun to watch. Only 21-14 and a half, though.
Yeah.
Only 21-14 and a half. So I bring that up to say this. Sam Hartman, Notre Dame, they fucking slaughtered Navy in Dublin.
He looks good, man.
He's 24 years old, and I'll tell you what, he looks like he's 24 years old.
does.
Very comfortable. His moxie's there. Great hair, great beard, super handsome. Marcus Freeman, I think, found something here.
Yeah.
This was a great play to get him in there, and good move for Sam, who had a great career.
Yeah.
Great career. How many touchdowns?
110.
110 touchdowns already under his belt.
Jeez.
Then he gets to Notre Dame primetime every week. He's ready for it. I think this is a big deal for Notre Dame, AJ. Legit.
Huge. I think it's a huge deal. And I mentioned on here, I saw Marcus Freeman at the Derby, and I was asked, "Well, how's the squad look, man?" He's like, "Hey, we got our quarterback." So he felt like good about it. At the time, I wasn't sure exactly who. I knew of Sam Hartman. I didn't know like the whole situation, the other quarterbacks that were there at the time. And I watched that game. Like, I understand they're playing Navy. We're not sure exactly what anyone's competition is, but the dude he just looked good, like he'd been there for 5 years. I know it's his 6th year in college. Is that due to COVID? That's his COVID year.
Yeah, there's another guy who's a 24-year-old.
UTSA.
UTSA.
Frank Harris.
Frank Harris. He's 24 as well. I think he redshirted in 2017.
Okay.
Still in college.
So if you were in college at any time during COVID, you get an extra year. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but then you get the blue shirt, the red shirt, the gray shirt. Like, guys can become doctors if they really play the game right. If you work it, you can really get this thing all handled while playing college football. But, like, Caleb was good. Notre Dame was good. Jacksonville State is a team we're betting on all year, AJ. All year.
Right. Were they dogs in that game? I know they won.
Yes, they were dogs at home. I think they're probably going to be dogs in every game. Not this weekend. They got a D1 AA school.
Ooh.
We got D1 AA school still on the schedule because they're changing up there. So we assume they'll win this game. But yes, anytime they're playing a D1 school because they just moved up, they're going to be dogs, and I'm going to hammer them because they play exactly like our West Virginia team played whenever I was at West Virginia. They're playing really hard. They got a lot of people that are, I went on a USO tour to Japan. It's cool to be over there. Got a chance to meet with the Navy and the Air Force. Then we got a chance to meet with the Marines. We went in the Marines barracks. I'll tell you what, that was a room full of people that were ready to just, Every face. I don't think one of them smiled the whole time we were there. And they were just ready. The Marines were ready to go.
Yeah.
So anytime you meet a Marine, you obviously got to say, "Hoorah!" But you also got to know that at one point, they probably were ready to be the first ones out there ready to go. That's what it felt like. You know, the West Virginia Mountaineers team was like.
Nice.
Like, our team, everybody was just ready to go at any moment. And it was a part of Rich Rod's entire thing. Like, our entire program has a hard edge, okay? We are not soft. This whole team, equipment manager, athletic trainer, kicker, punter, snapper,
What?
I don't give a fuck. You are not, this is a hard edge team. His team, they got him. Hey, he's got guys down there that are just brainwashed almost like we're going. And they're fast, and that offense is relentless. I think they're going to win a lot of games, genuinely. I'm incredibly happy for old Rich Rodriguez. And I think he's going to do some shit down there that are going to make people have to make some very interesting decisions with his future going forward.
And it feels like that whole entire style is kind of what Dahn has brought to Colorado. We were talking before.
Dogs.
Like it felt that the whole fighting thing, if one of us fights, we all fight. Like, it sounds like that's exactly what it was at West Virginia with you, and now Rich Rod in Jacksonville State, and now Dahn in Colorado. So there is kind of like a turn of the tide for coaching, it feels like, which is great for football.
Tough.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's like a toughness coming back to football. I think that's good. I honestly think
Feels that way.
That very much. And then I think it's the 7-0. They're on a 7-0 run. FCS schools coming up and playing their first game against an FBS school, and it's a lot probably because all these lower tier FBS schools, all their top guys are getting taken, and they're all moving around so much. And then these FCS, they have pedigree, and all their guys are still there, and then they come up and then they just perform well right away.
So we like Jacksonville State.
Love it.
Until further notice.
Mm-hmm.
And we aren't in the giving out bets game anymore, thank God.
No. But assuming practice was a certain way, then I think
Don't they know this, though?
What's that?
The guys making the lines, don't they know this too?
Well, it was only 1.5 too this weekend.
Yeah.
I think they have respect for Rod. I think they do have respect for Coach Rod. I think, personally. But it's going to be tough not to steal a couple from them. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, they got 9,000 kids in that school. That's the smallest school. They're up in the mountains. Listen to this. It's called Jacksonville. It's in the mountains in Alabama.
What?
There's a Jacksonville in Florida. That's where everybody. It's in the mountains in Alabama. 9,000? This team's going to stink. I don't know, bub. I don't know if you're going to want to fight them either. I feel like that team probably.
Definitely not.
All right, let's get to a break. Hour 3 will be on the other side. We got Dalvin Cook joining us.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
New New York Jets running back. I believe you had a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congrats on the new baby.
Absolutely. Unbelievable.
He's got to be in the middle of it right now, new baby. Jeez. I just thought back to my life.
New baby, new city.
AJ, you did that 10 times. I don't know how you pulled that off.
Ridiculous.
Sorry, hon. Gotta go to practice.
I'll be right back.
Geez. Team meeting, 7:30 a.m. Group meeting, 5:30 p.m.
I don't know what to...
Is that what's going on? That has to be it. There's a lot of babies being born. I think Mahomes is, right? Didn't they have a baby during the season? Mariota had a baby during the season?
Yep.
Wow.
I never seen that before. I was very surprised, weren't you? Because usually granted, if anybody has a baby, they're very lucky and trying their best. Like, I get it. It's not just as easy to plan things out. But boy, when I saw Mahomes had a baby in the middle of the season, I was like, wow, I would have expected that off season to happen just because. And then he wins a Super Bowl and an MVP.
Yeah.
That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Weapon.
He's a fucking weapon, Patrick Mahomes. Unbelievable what he's able to accomplish. And he's just hammering Coors Lights the whole time.
That's right.
Ripping it.
He had car trouble. His car was in the shop the AFC Championship game weekend. He had to drive his other family member's car to the game. That was tough.
All right. We get it, Tone. He's paid a lot of money to do what he does. You were just cutting him off at the knees about being tough.
No. I was saying he had dealt with a lot.
Speaking of being tough, Kirk Cousins, nobody wants any of that smoke right now.
No.
Don't even look at him.
That beard or that mustache, Fu Manchu is so sick.
So sweet.
He said his wife doesn't love it, but like Mustache Monday has to happen. So sorry about it, man.
Just keep it.
He needed to play all season with that.
Keep it, Kirk.
Keep it,
He
Kirk.
should.
Super Bowl.
Hashtag keep it, Kirk.
Yes.
Keep it,
Bleach it blonde.
brother. Yeah. And then even do the spray painted black beard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Underneath
Please,
it.
please do that.
Kirk, we need you to do that every week. Spray paint that thing so that we can get a nice Hollywood Hulkster Kirk Cousins, Fu Manchu.
As long as it doesn't interfere with his electrodes going to his brain.
Nick is a big fan of the little brain cap that he put on.
Test, yeah.
Yeah, I want to try that.
You should.
There's no way they
I
have
want
one
to.
that fits your skull.
Not a chance.
No chance.
Oh, there's got to be. They have to do that for some people with large heads, right?
No, that thing stretches out. It's going to melt into your face, into your head, because of how much it's going to be stretched out to get over your dome.
Let me know if they get one for large skulls.
Herschel and
I'll
Mary
try.
Jo will figure out the electrode situation with the.
You're right. You're right.
They're body gurus, not the brain gurus.
Come on.
Jeez.
Tony, respect your elders.
Yep.
All jacked
I
up.
saw a good omen. I saw a
Did
good
your
omen.
arm? You probably did arms today, though, right?
Every day.
Yeah, of course. Jacked up.
Oh!
Nice touch on that, though. Nice little touch.
Thank you.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Let's get to a break.
Those are good
Seriously.
balls. Those are good balls, though.
What's that all about? What was that?
ridiculous.
That's Bryce Young touch.
No.
Yeah.
Bryce Young puts that in.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aaron puts that thing right in there. Matthew Stafford puts it in there, but doesn't know the kid's name. It's catching it.
Exactly.
Calls him Junior.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I love that.
So
Go ahead.
his wife said something on her podcast. Is that what? Is that where that got picked up?
It's just a different world nowadays. I think is the point she was making. We'll be back on the other side with this whole breakdown.
Keeping up with the
We have to. We apologize. Kelly, you're an incredible person, but it is a story. So we have to cover it. Who would we be?
That's right.
Frauds.
Kind of be sexist, actually, if we didn't cover it because
That's
Kelly.
True. Very true.
Would be.
Right?
Absolutely.
We're never that.
No. No.
We'll be back on the other side with our coverage of Kelly Stafford talking about Matthew Stafford, talking about the locker room and his position in it. That is obviously not so litty.
No. For
And
real,
that's
for real.
no capping.
That's right.
On God, son.
For real, for real.
So litty. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
5.
Hey, we're going to fucking smoke some.
Hell yeah.
Y'all get it out of your system now because I'm going to annihilate your asses. Just saying.
We can't get lapped. That is a hey, Pat, deal? Can't get lapped. Boys, nobody can get lapped. Let's go. Team on 3, team on me. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Oh, you're all in trouble.
Actual. You think you'll lap one person, 2 people? How many people?
I say at least one.
Laps one person will donate $25,000 to a charity of his choice. If he laps 2 people, it'll be $50,000 to a charity of your choice. And if you don't lap anybody, it's on you to give $10,000.
Deal.
All right, here we go. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good luck. Hey, boys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Warm up them tires. Let me warm up them tires. Let me warm up them tires. Here we go. Man, you are awesome. You are awesome, dude. You know, there's professionals at things. There's professional walkers, believe it or not. They're in the Olympics. They're speed walkers. They walk better than we do, even though every human knows how to walk. There's professional eaters, okay? Every human on earth eats. They're better than you are at eating somehow. Everybody drives. This motherfucker drives. Thank you so much for coming, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Didn't laugh any of us, though. 10 grand, 2 donation, but he definitely smoked us. Hey, that's called getting smoked by smoke. Cheers, NHRA in Indianapolis, Labor Day weekend. It's going to be a blast. They're going 330 miles an hour. He's going 280 miles an hour. They're racing all day. A lot of boozing, I think, in the crowd. I've been there a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, Bill! Oh, Bill, keep blowing! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no, Bill!
But what is it about Tom that last night everybody on earth watching was like, he's gonna fucking score here. This game's over for the Saints. Sorry about it. Even though there's little to no time left.
He's the clutchest performer of all time. I mean, I think that's neither here nor there. He prepares so well throughout the
More
week.
clutch than Adam Vinatieri?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think you have to put him there,
He's
right?
had so many more moments.
So many more moments, right?
Like Vinny
and answered every time.
Yeah, he's
well,
had, not every
so-
time. I guess that one time.
And against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's so hard because Vinny's answered every time.
Vinatieri's clutchness comes from his competitive juices. Like Vinatieri is so competitive, so competitive. He does not want to lose. And I don't think people fully comprehend, like the people up there, the Jordans, you already saw his whole last dance.
Yeah.
The Peyton Mannings, the Wayne Gretzky's, Serena Williams's. Kobe, yes.
Yeah.
The Mamba mentality. It's
Right.
described as the Mamba mentality. What that is just being more competitive than fucking everybody else. I think it all revolves around the competitive juices. Is that what you think it is with Tom or no?
I think it's a little bit of that, but also same thing going back to Kobe, right? Like whenever if you guys saw that Redeem team or whatever on Netflix, and they're all going out and having a good time at the club or whatever, and he's shooting shots at like 6 a.m. and they pass him coming in the night before. That is Tom. That is Tom. Like they are so prepared. They care so much. They want to work on every little detail that when it comes to the game, when it comes to those situations, they have no excuse because execution is the only thing that matters. They have all the answers to the test.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our Humble the Boat, the Thunderdome, on this magical overreaction Monday, August 28th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts now. Football! That's so much fun.
Baby,
That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. The other half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Bubba Gumpino is back in the United States of America.
Hell yeah.
How was the weekend in America, Gump? Did you have yourself a good old time?
Oh yeah, I paid my respects to all the local establishments, walked around, went to the old fountain there. It was beautiful stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy you had a glorious welcome back to Indianapolis because we are all incredibly pumped that you are here. Now, a conversation started and ended quickly off air that I would like to dive into. AJ, you watch any documentaries or anything? What is your normal go-to whenever you're streaming something that isn't sports?
Yeah, I like to watch documentaries, docu-series, if you will, at times.
Yeah, me as well. I like learning about stuff that actually happened. It makes me feel smarter. Every time I watch them, I'm always thinking to myself, like, they should do school like this.
Yeah.
This is what school should be. School should be just a bunch of documentaries. I would have paid attention. I would have enjoyed it. Now, who knows at that age if that's the case or not, but I enjoy hearing the ins and outs of things. Connor does as well. He watched that BS thing. How was the HBO?
That was great. That was great.
Okay, so you saw it as well. Connor, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. There's so much that I feel like not everybody knows because it's just the Bishop Sycamore versus IMG game where they got killed 58-0, and that was what brought Bishop Sycamore to the kind of front of everybody's, brains, if you will. But it goes all the way back to 2018. They had this team for 4 years, and they were playing all these absurd teams. The coach, the guy who came
absurd
up,
what? Professional teams?
The best teams in the country. They had the 4th hardest schedule.
In 2018 when they started.
In 2018, no. The last year of it was when they legitimately, the con artist who created this entire thing was like, I want to have the hardest schedule in the entire country. So they booked all these impossible teams. There was no chance they were going to play well.
Yeah, but these were like 30-year-olds, right? Isn't that the story?
Some of them were like prep kids. Like they tried to sell it as like a prep school instead of like a high school team, and they did it through a church. So there's all these loopholes that because you are in a church type of team or you're associated with the church that you don't have to follow everything to a T. Obviously, they couldn't do what they were doing. There's some sort of, when you turn 20, no matter what, you're not allowed to play high school sports anymore. And they had 20-year-olds on the team, and they had a few older ones.
Of course, through the church, they were able to cook a couple 20-year-olds into the defensive end room.
They're in Ohio. I didn't even know. They were just trying to be the IMG of Ohio. They wanted to be that team in the Midwest that's just changing, everything, how high school sports were. But the guy, the coach who never coached football before wasn't a real coach, who scammed all these hotels, scammed all the food. They were eating dog shit, basically lied to so many families, ruined a bunch of kids' lives. Like actually
zero remorse either.
That was the craziest part. This guy is legit. It felt like a serial killer type of mind.
Mm-hmm.
No empathy whatsoever.
Wow, yeah, because the clip that I saw is him saying, "Do I look like a con artist or something?" Right?
Yeah. Do I look cool or do I look
That's
like a con
nothing.
artist?
Throughout the whole time, it's him being interviewed. They're cutting back to him all the time, and the stuff he's out there. He is out there.
He's an Ohio guy. I didn't know Bishop Sycamore was an Ohio team. That makes
I knew it was Ohio. I know. I was talking to my buddy Saturday night about it because I'd watched it because General Bob told me about it. He's like, "Hey, you need to see this." And my one buddy's like, "Yeah, they practice in my front yard basically when they were there." He said, he lives right by this park in a school where actually my younger kids go to school. He's like, "Yeah, I saw like these 25, 30-year-old dudes that looked like out there practicing football a few different times just because they couldn't find a field. And they were using an elementary school field that had goalposts."
Yeah. What if you put pads on and went over and taught him a lesson a couple times? You and General Bob. Oh, you guys want to play with high schoolers, huh? All right.
Uh-huh.
We want to play with prep school guys.
Yeah, damn
Bob
right.
would. Bob would give it to him for
Yeah,
sure.
you would too, because you would say, "Well, if these guys are going to try to hit Axel as 25-year-olds, I got to let them know how it is. I got to let them know how it is." I thought that was the big story. I thought the story was that they had 30-year-olds. They weren't in actual school, right?
They were getting killed,
not
though.
at school.
They had 30-years that were getting killed, though, too. They weren't that good.
They were sharing helmets. They were showing all these plays where they didn't have specific
But
helmets
how's
for
this
everybody.
even get
I
off
caught
the
a few
ground?
minutes of it, and it was bad. They were talking about feeding the guys like macaroni and cheese, and then whatever was left over, they'd save, and then 2 days later, feed it to them again.
Yes.
And kids were stealing food from Walmart because they literally ran out of food to feed the actual guys on the team. So they'd take a shopping cart into Walmart, just load up, and run out the doors with it.
Jeez Louise.
They also, and I don't want to give too much away, but this part
We've just given the whole thing away. So.
Yeah, okay, cool. So then I
feel like I watched it.
During the COVID year, he basically didn't con them, but he tricked them into every single person to take out a PPP loan in their name. So now all these kids' credit is completely fucked. Like he ruined their lives, in sports, of course, because one kid got an offer from Grambling State, and then they found out he was a Bishop Sycamore kid, and then they took away his offer. And then all of them are in a ton of debt, and all of them are still trying to play actual college football, and it's impossible for any of them to do it now. It's hardcore at the end. You're like, wow, you really
Guys moved in from out of state, right? The
yeah.
quarterback came from Texas, and he sold him this whole thing. Hey, you come here, we're going to get you into a college.
Yep.
We'll put you up in an apartment. You got school, and none of that was really the case.
Bishop Sycamore. What's it called? BS High?
BS High, yep.
All right, it's on Mox.
It's on Mox. It's an hour and a half.
Not a docuseries.
No, just one documentary.
It's worth it. I think it's worth
the
watching.
way they do it too, the directors asking the question. It's not just the coach, the con man talking. They actually have the directors. They show you the questions they're asking. They show you can understand why everyone is saying you're a massive scumbag. And then they even show a clip towards the end of one of the players breaking down, talking about how his entire life is ruined forever. And they make the coach watch it.
Okay. And does Coach care? No.
It's
got pissed. He got
crazy,
pissed off,
yeah.
acting like these guys are entitled and all this stuff. Yeah,
The
terrible.
stuff I've done for these kids, and they're going to say that stuff and make me look like this.
All right, so maybe I don't watch it. I get the point. I hate the guy.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely hate the guy.
All right, Coach Conman, bad guy. All right, now we
He in
give-
jail, or?
I watched the Furies. You watch Keeping Up with the Furies?
Oh, so good.
I watched that. I watched like
I
three.
saw a couple. I saw a little bit of the first episode. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen it past then.
I saw 3 episodes. It really is like a mental health show too, though. Like Tyson Fury, I think he has depression, ADHD,
Bipolar.
and he's bipolar. Yeah, so he has those 3, and it's referenced a lot. And then like, there's actual like situations where they're like, this is where and this is how this affects people.
You
and
see his like true mood swings too. It's crazy. Like him just going crazy buying shit, and the wife just explains like what's going on.
I think it's a good like mental health,
Yeah.
like what it's like potentially living with somebody who goes through some of these types of things that I think he's tried to get fixed and help, but when he's not boxing, hey, he wants to get back in that boxing ring. I'll tell you what, Tyson Fury's never going to not fight people. That's what I got from watching Keeping Up with the Furies.
Also, he's 34 years old when they're shooting that.
Shocking.
I thought he was like 48.
Yeah, he's lived a long life. You know, the guy's the champion of the world. But I appreciate them opening up their house and lives. I enjoyed it. It was a nice little 2.5, 3 hours I spent with the Furies. 6 kids.
Nuts.
He has 4. How? What are we doing?
He has. That's what from the episode I saw. That's what they talking about, the chaos of all the kids there. They're all young too, man.
That's your house, right? I mean, 4 kids is a lot of kids.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, a lot of people have more, but there's a lot of
people don't.
A lot of activity, a lot of talking, a lot of noise.
A lot of people, some people have more, a lot of people don't. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it is a task. That is a full on, watching that with 6, and I think about the baby, we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume Sam is gonna, she's already started to angle.
Or what's angle?
Angle for, another baby. And I'm like, you asked me a couple years ago, 0 babies is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got 1. It's like, I love this baby. I would like to keep just my love right here. Feel like we got past all the anxiety to get to this moment. It's awesome. She's giggling. She's not, this is a good baby. Let's just, and then you see somebody who's living with 6 kids, and it's like, whoa, that's your life. That Paris lady, Tyson's wife, oh my God. She wears nice dresses, does her hair, and parents 23 hours a day. I don't know how you do it. I don't say, Ty wants to have a bunch of kids too.
Oh, yeah.
How many do you want?
4.
Nice.
Oh, I am so impressed by the way you guys can think like that. That's amazing. Still, even after having 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, still want to do 4. That's amazing. Golly. We're probably going to end up with like 3 or 4 too.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I don't know. That's a crazy thing. Furies is worth a watch, though.
How do you like John? Every time that John came on, I wanted more John.
Yeah, he lives in like an actual wagon out in the field.
Yeah, the gypsy thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Sweet. It looks cool.
Yeah, he said my son is the king of the world or whatever. The way he talks about,
Yeah.
I gave birth. This right here created the greatest fighter of all time. Like that's how they feel. Tommy Fury also comes across as a pretty cool guy.
He's in it. All the kids have the
Having a
same
baby.
name, too.
Yeah. What's that, pal?
His brother's having a baby, right? That was what I saw in the episode.
Yeah, Molly May.
Yep.
They met each other on Love Island.
That's right.
The baby where he popped out.
Love
the baby's
does
name
exist.
is Bambi.
Baby happened?
Yeah, Bambi.
Congrats to Bambi. Fury.
Nice. Like the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this ain't like the movie. This is the great Bambino, pal. This is
okay.
Babe Ruth on the way here. Throwing big time punches. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs agreeing to a deal. I think this is a big deal because the running back situation got real loud real quick. And obviously there's one outstanding conversation still cooking in the running back department, and that would be Jonathan Taylor. But remember, there was a Zoom call with Saquon and Josh Jacobs and Austin Eckler and Jonathan Taylor and Najee Harris at the time. Now it's all kind of settled in except for the Jonathan Taylor situation that has been looming. But I feel like the Raiders said for a long time, we'll get the Josh Jacobs deal done. They get it done. Obviously, they're a better football team for it. He's no longer wearing the number 28. He's wearing Ocho, just the number 8. Gonna look very clean. I like that this deal got done. I feel like it's fair. And Florio pointed out that it would be a 2-year, $24.95 million deal if he is to get franchise tagged again on the current number that he's on right now. So I think that would be considered a pretty solid contract if it was to end up that way. I hope Josh is happy. I like that they got this done, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, they absolutely needed it. And we heard their GM say they were going to get it done. So he had a good feeling about it. So he got an extra, $2 million pretty much? He has the opportunity to make $2 million more than he had before.
Yeah, I think it's going to combine to be more than 2.
And he'll be a free agent, though, right? They could tag him, but it'll be at 20-something, you said?
Yeah, and it will also have a percentage. Oh, no, because he didn't sign the franchise tag. It doesn't bump up. And he can still franchise tag him 2 years, I wonder?
I thought it was like 14.1 next year if they were to tag.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they didn't. He technically did not sign the franchise.
But they did tag him. That's good.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
I believe they can still tag him next year. I know that because that was in the.
Well, yeah, definitely could do it 2 times, but can they do it the year after that?
Because they didn't technically tag him there. He never signed the franchise tag this year.
What if they franchise tagged him next year and then the year after?
Oh.
What if that is? I mean, that would obviously do so much damage to, I assume, the negotiation, good faith that they just had and everything like that. And we would hope that they'd be able to get a long-term deal done, especially if this works out well. But all the technicalities behind that shit really matter. Like Hendon Hooker going on the non-football injury list. There's little technicalities behind the scenes for that decision to be made the way it is. We just kind of got to snoop it out. You know what I mean, Connor?
It feels like if he were to get franchise tag Josh Jacobs the next 2 years, that might be the best case scenario for him. Because is there ever going to be another long-term deal? All these deals are 1 year.
Jonathan Taylor might be.
Yeah, true.
That's
true.
what Rap Sheet's saying. Rap Sheet's saying that a deal will get done, which will be good for the running back market because just a deal got done. And is it the current running backs that have been available that a long-term deal hasn't happened, or is it the running back position as a whole? We shall see as we move forward. More news coming out of the beautiful NFL, this time via a podcast, more specifically a quarterback's wife's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We are big fans of the Stafford. Matthew Stafford's never been on this program. Have hung out with him a couple times. Got drafted in the same class as me. He won number 1 overall. Got enough money to buy the entire city he got drafted to. I won 222. Good guy. Great guy. Got a chance to meet his wife down at a wedding. Shout out to Coonan. She's a great person. Obviously, he's battled through, I think, brain cancer. Coming back on the other side, has a great podcast. On her podcast, she talked about the current environment in the locker room for Matthew Stafford. Trending, says JPA Football. I just want to let you know that this is being talked about by a lot of people.
It's out there.
Trending. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is having a hard time connecting with his young teammates, having to go as far as having the equipment staff print out a Facebook so that he could remember everyone's name and make an attempt to get to know them. That is not brand new.
No.
That has been happening in NFL rooms for a long time, not just for players, but for equipment staff, for trainers, kind of like put a name with a face. This is not that absurd. I don't know how to lead people I have no connection with, Matthew Stafford said. I have to somehow find a way to connect with them. Quote from Matthew Stafford's wife's podcast, they get out of practice in meetings during camp, and they go straight to their phones. No one looks up from their phones. Matthew's like, I don't know. Am I the dad? Do I take their phones? What do I do here? He's like, I want them to see me not as a coach. They say sir to him and shit. He's like, no, we're on the same level here, boys. We're both playing in the league. Let me get to know you a little bit. This is crazy, says JPA Football, who hops back into the pundit world. I assume that this is not that big of a deal. Matthew Stafford was just kind of describing the locker room now versus when he went into the locker room in 2009. But any of those OGs, I assume right now is a difficult time to maybe get to know people, which I don't want to, always do this, but what Aaron's doing in the Jets locker room feels like, a pretty impressive feat if you start hearing this type of stuff. You know what I mean, AJ?
Yeah, it's real. It's definitely a thing. I mean, talk to any trainers or anyone that's been there for the last 20, 25 years. Yeah, it goes through phases of how different generations come through, and the locker room will change, no question, but you're all still playing football. That's where you ultimately, that's where you do connect. And then, it might be weird afterwards. You're right. You're used to seeing, O lineman over there playing whatever weird board game they're into, D lineman over here playing whatever game they're doing, card game. It is, I guess people will maybe – back in the day, that was the case, but it's not anymore. You can find I'm sure he just has to make a little bit of an effort to connect.
And I would assume he's already done that. And this was a conversation that maybe took place at a different time. And she was probably just telling a story on the podcast and had no idea that it was going to be reported as news. But it was trending.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it has to be, because it is Super Bowl champion quarterback who is still playing football, even though he's financially stable.
Yep.
His resume for Hall of Fame, Canton, is already locked. And he just loves ball.
That's
Loves
right.
ball.
Just wants to love ball for another 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
How long does Matthew Stafford play for, you think? Honestly, genuinely.
I could see him playing for 4 more.
The guy, there's like no end in sight seemingly with the guy, because if there was, it would have been this past offseason.
Yeah, this contract feels like it's it. But
He's too tough.
But also, if McVay or some of the other guys, like the pillars of the team, leave or they retire, why wouldn't he?
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who might be playing for the next 10 years as well.
Hell yeah.
He's faster than he's ever been. Last year, he just ran all over the Indianapolis Colts. Just ran all over them. They weren't the only team, obviously, he crushed. There was many others, so much so that whenever he was on the market, there was a lot of teams that were interested. Is he going to stay down in Miami? Is the South Florida boy going to stay home? Then he went to the New York Jets training camp, and they were chanting his goddamn name.
Yep.
And you see what they're building. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest running back for the New York Jets, a 4-time Pro Bowler, a man who's a stallion that I wish was going to be a Colt, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
What's up, Pat?
Hey, congrats
What up,
congrats on a new baby. Congrats on a new baby.
I appreciate that. Appreciate it, man.
I respect and appreciate the fact that both sides were like, yeah, I'm going to sign with the Jets, but also got a baby. So, we're going to do this. Was that something you wanted? Did you want to make a decision before the baby came? Was there any tie into that for a deadline?
It was kind of like weighing in at the same time because I wanted to get, that part situated with them knowing like where I'm going and where my child's going to be. So like, I kind of wanted to get that squared away.
Did you know where you were going before the announcement was made? Like, did you have a good feeling after the visit? Were you still torn, or how close were you to maybe not being a Jet?
I think after the visit, kind of like sold everything up, just getting around the people in the building, getting around the offensive staff, getting around Hackett, getting around the players, and just feeling the vibes. Obviously the roster itself speaks for itself. So just getting around and seeing how they was doing things, and it was great, man. The visit turned out better than I thought.
When we all saw on Hard Knocks and on the internet, Dalvin Cook, that had to feel pretty good. I mean, these Jets fans are fucking excited about this year. And I know there's like Aaron comes from Green Bay, where I think they were like ready for the next chapter or whatever and used to winning. It's like this Jets team and franchise has been yearning for this. You feel it, and I assume you felt it obviously on your trip out there.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. They should be excited. I think they did a great job on the front office of putting some pieces together and putting this thing together right. It starts with the quarterback position. I think we went all in on that, and just adding everything we need around them. Just going to win. We just got to go out there and do it now.
Go ahead, AJ.
Dalvin, what's it like learning a new playbook as a running back? We always hear about quarterbacks going to new systems, trying to pick up the new terminology. Is it tough as a running back?
Yeah, it's kind of tough, but I kind of ran the system about 2-3 years ago. So just getting the verbiage down and all the terminology, just getting that refreshed back in my head, that's about it.
So Breece Hall, obviously last year, was a rookie sensation. Just went crazy whenever he was on the field as a young buck. I think we're all incredibly surprised and impressed. He's back healthy. You're obviously there as a guy who's just a perennial dog in the NFL. What is that relationship like? How have the conversations gone between you two, and what are your expectations of that?
It's been good. We kind of been on the side, off to the side with each other, like more majority of the time. He just starting to get back in practice, and so am I. And it's just been having conversation, what I see, how he feel. I kind of been through that situation of, getting hurt early in my career and not knowing the certainty of, am I going to be the same player again? But just putting that in his head, you work hard, you get what you deserve. I feel like he's a worker, and we know that the talent that he brings to the field. So I think just pairing us up, I think it's going to be, something to watch this year.
Yeah, hell yeah, we can't wait to watch it. But like Aaron was Zach. Do you feel the same type of thing with Breece, like for the future of the running back position?
Yeah. Like I said, I done had a lot of success in this league, these past few years. And I feel like I got a lot more to still show to this league. But just seeing the amount of football that I've seen, I feel like I can help him as a young player just to get where he need to go.
Dude, Jets fans are going to hear that and be so fucking pumped. Yep. I mean, that's just how it goes. Dalvin, I can't wait to watch you two over there. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Dalvin, we were actually just talking before about the running back Zoom that kind of took place regarding all of the running backs in the league and kind of the problems with the contracts that are going on. Was that something that you were a part of? And did you know or talk to anyone after? And was there some sort of, not solution, but something floated out there by all of you guys as a group that you could all agree on to try and, right the ship of the running back contracts going forward?
Yeah, it was definitely something put together by the guys when they started a group chat, a group text first on Instagram, and all the guys that was around the league was in the message. And I think it just kind of carried on to, they want to sit down with the PA and kind of come up with a solution. But me, honestly, I thought nothing was resolved. I know, obviously, they still position how they view the position. So it wasn't nothing going to change just over that call, So, like, I think we still got to come up with a solution of, how we look at the running back a little position, a little different now. So it's nothing that we came up with yet.
So you ended up signing, I think, for $8 million. Was that a massive part of the decision? Obviously, business has to happen, but there were some people who immediately said, well, he's going to go chase a ring or he's going to chase a paycheck because he's a running back and nobody's paying. So now you go and get what seemingly is a Super Bowl-ready team with the Jets, which is what people expected, and money. Was money a massive piece of it all? And were you tempted anywhere else financially?
My talent was going to pay for itself, like, I know the word for Dalvin Cook. Like, I wasn't just going to put myself in a position where I'm not compensated for, what my talent is. Like, I know what my talent is and what I bring to organization as a whole, like on and off the field. I'm going to dedicate myself to be the best human being I can be. So, like, I know what that is. And, like you said, I wanted to go to a team that was suited right now to go win. I'm trying to go win a ring. I've been watching it for a few years now. I'm trying to go get one.
I'll tell you what, you saying, yeah, let's not get crazy. I heard the people reporting like, hey, he wants to win a ring. That's all that matters. Somebody's making money off this, right? Yeah. Somebody's going to be making money somewhere. I appreciate that. It seemed to work out perfectly. Ty has a question for you.
Dalvin, we've only been able to see a little bit of it on Hard Knocks so far, but they showed, a clip of Nathaniel Hackett being over the hill, just super excited when he found out, you were there and that the Jets had actually signed you. And then a lot of people have, their opinions on Robert Saleh, but I think he's kind of turning how a lot of people think about him. Just early on so far here, what are your impressions or what's your relationship like with both of those guys?
It's cool, man. They treat you like men. And I think in this business, I think that's very important. Treat men like men. That's what we is. And, being around Hack just for these few days, these 2 weeks or whatever, it's been fun, man. You know what you're walking into every day. Hack gonna be Hack. You're gonna come with that energy, you're gonna bring it. And Sal gonna be Sal, man. Head man is head man. He's just cool, he laid back. Let the guys run the show. And I think that's how it's supposed to be. It's a player's locker room, and he let us run the locker room, and I think that's important.
Him talking about the offense being, because obviously we've all been on teams where defensive head coaches have been there. And their thought, I think naturally, is like, well, I got hired because our defense is going to be fucking good. This is going to happen. Him realizing that the offense is going to be good on Hard Knocks was like a cool moment. You know what I mean? Like when he sees Aaron do something, he's like, man, that's the best quarterback that this defense has ever had.
Yeah.
And then you get added to, is he underwater?
In the tunnel.
He's going in New York right now. Oh, no, we're losing him like 15 minutes or so. It's been on traffic.
Yeah. At least.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Well, yeah.
What's that sound?
Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your
What
breath.
tunnel? Yeah, what tunnel is that?
Is that the tunnel? Who's that? All right, that baby Zach. We appreciate it. You back? You think you're back?
I thought I was back the whole time.
Nah, I respect it. We lost you there at the beginning of that tunnel. Are you going into the city right now? Are you in New York?
I'm in New York.
Okay.
All right.
Dalvin Cook in New York doing his thing. I think Saleh, you could see his genuine happiness for how good the offense can be. You see the same thing, right? Obviously.
Yeah. When you got a defense like we got that can put pressure on another team, adding that opposing side, which is on the offense, applying pressure too. I think you put it all together, it's something special, man. We know what our defense brings to the table, so we're gonna have the opportunity to go out there and do what we need to do. We just got to go do it.
Hell yeah. Expectations are high. It sounds like they're warranted, obviously. Tone has the last question for you here, Dalvin.
Yeah, Dalvin, have you thought about it, and how awesome is it going to be playing against your brother on Monday Night Football Week 1 and being in the same division?
That's going to be cool as shit, man, to be honest. That's going to be cool as shit. Just for my family, the relationship me and my little brother got it's fun, man. We compete, we have fun, we push each other, and that's just something that we're going to look back on 10, 20 years from now, and we're going to talk about games like that with our kids and stuff like that. It's fun, man. I cherish them all. I'm 1-0 against them. I'm looking to be 2-0, so, hey, here we go.
Hey, they're calling it the cook-off is what I'm hearing. That's not a bad name.
Get the grill ready.
Hey, you start cooking back there. We appreciate you joining us. Enjoy your time. We think the team's going to be great. It's great to hear you feel the exact same way. You're the man, Dalvin.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, are you in shape right now? If you had to play this weekend, you could?
I'm ready to go.
Were you ever out of shape at your old ass age now, or do you have to stay in shape all year round?
Nah, you got to take care of the body, Pat. You know how that go.
No, I didn't. That's why I had to retire. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Dalvin Cook. He's in New York. Yeah. Has that been reported, I assume?
Yeah, had to have.
Yeah,
because it was last week.
He said he's been in the meetings. Yeah. Obviously, I thought they were waiting for the baby and then have a little time off. That's just from Hard Knocks. Obviously, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, but still.
No. Went there and back, right?
They don't get any time. He doesn't get any time. I mean, that's a little surprising.
No, they're right in there, baby. What are you talking about? It's football season.
Yeah.
I like that he signed with the team during training camp. I like that he's getting to know his teammates. I like that he's around the building. I like that people see him. That's why this Bosa thing is crazy. Not that he needs to get to know his teammates, but if you can have Bosa in the building, I think you should have Bosa in the building. Like, that is, I feel like people really benefit from watching greatness. And I'm not saying there isn't greats on the Niners. There is. Trent, George, Debo.
Right.
I mean, you got Fred. You got the whole. You go through Lil Paul Malu back there. Numerous. There's so many people. I understand that I am probably leaving people off the list, but it's like, I think having somebody in the building is good news.
Yeah.
That's why all these deals where it's just been like, they'll get done. It's like, let's fucking get it done. What do we? You know what I mean?
Especially guys like that, like Bosa, that offenses have to basically like cater their whole game plan around where this guy is and all of their protection. A guy like Bosa, I mean, yeah, that's the same. He's an absolute game wrecker. So even if he does make, like, for Diggs, I know he's playing the Steelers week 1. What if he could sign? Bosa could sign like Thursday of that game, maybe play 15 plays and get 3 sacks and 2 caused fumbles.
Yeah, and then you see this.
One of those.
I've been chilling for 4 weeks. They've been at training camp.
Never doing camp again, obviously.
Yeah,
working.
See me next year, maybe never. The whole Rapoport said they're not close.
No.
Well, that's the thing. Like, to your point, like, doesn't the team want him in there? Like, yeah, obviously, I'm sure he could be like, well, fuck it, I can show up on.
He has
Saturdays.
leverage. He has all the leverage, though.
Yeah,
Bosa has all the leverage, and they're not scared to get what they deserve.
The Bosas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, both of Bosas are
from day one
completely okay with saying this is our value. Just like Dalvin just said there, by the way.
Yeah.
I heard people saying that I was just going to do anything for a Super Bowl. I love that he was like, Dalvin Cook has a value. On the field, off the field, let's not even. That's a funny thing. I should have asked him about Miami a little bit more because that maybe gives us a little bit more information on Jonathan Taylor. You know? Like, hey, how interested was Miami? Did they make an offer? Did they not make an offer? Didn't want to put him in a spot. First time talking to him in a bit. He's with the Jets. It's the first time we're talking to him with the Jets.
Yeah.
We put him in that spot. Jets people pissed.
Yeah.
Not trying to do that. But that was certainly, at the end of the conversation, I'm like, did Miami make a good offer? How much money were they willing to spend on you? Because then we can find out if they're willing to spend money on Jonathan Taylor, I think. We can ipso facto the shit out of this thing and then see what we got.
Well, and I know he's a few years older than Jonathan Taylor, obviously, but like I think everything was reported like, hey, this is going to be a 1-year deal. That's why with the Jonathan Taylor stuff, it's like, are they really going to sign him to like a 4-year deal? Or are they going to trade him and then immediately sign him to like a 4-year
That's what Rapp is kind of saying.
That's what he kind of implied, or at least that's how I took it.
He's been right about stuff?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to this type of thing?
Yeah, sure.
What if it's a team that Jonathan Taylor and his agent don't want to go to? Does he have any power?
No, he's rookie, right? He's got no say in that. Seattle, I think somebody tweeted Seattle. I'm like, does Seattle need?
Yeah, they've had running backs get hurt, I guess, like multiple during camp. So I don't know if Kenneth Walker is back at the moment, to be honest with you. But, I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba, he just got surgery on his wrist, so he's out 3
That came out of nowhere. I saw him make that great catch, and all of a sudden, next headline, yep, Jackson Smith.
In that game, yeah.
It happened in that game?
Yeah, was that the Cowboys? If it was
What did we learn from this preseason? Well, I guess we'll have to look back on it. Fuck. Too early to do this conversation.
Yeah.
The good team seemingly played.
Yeah, good teams played. Mm-hmm. Only a few.
They will write
didn't.
about the Steelers' 2022 preseason for decades and decades.
It's 2023.
2023. Sorry.
Exactly.
Are they going in a time machine? Talk about last year's. They will. They'll say from 2022 to 2023.
Yep.
That's what they'll say.
Thank you.
They'll say talk about how big of a jump it was.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot of these players are working overtime hours for bullshit pay. Quan Alexander getting fined like that when those guys are only making, what was it, $2,300, $3,200?
$3,200 a week.
That's horseshit.
I agree. I'm not going to stand for it.
No. I'm excited to look back on it in like 5 weeks. Be like, wow, we didn't talk about that team one time, and they're 4-0.
Yeah, who's that going to be?
Oh, I really don't know.
I need to do some.
There's usually a team that jumps out to a quick start too, like 4-0, 5-1, and then they just plummet.
We'll take some phone calls on the phone lines here. 1-833-432-3663, 1-833-4-DADO. You know, maybe the Saints, bro.
Saints,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
What?
they play the Packers early, so they probably won't be 4-0.
Well, the Packers might be the team that
It could be.
actually is 4-0. And
We're at Lambeau or down there?
Yeah, it's at Lambeau.
7.5 is not a big number for the
No.
Green Bay Packers.
No, not at all.
That is not a big number. And I'm looking over there right now.
I mean,
6.5 Colts.
right there, the Browns. What if the Browns are the only team?
That's
we don't
who I was
really
thinking.
Talk about in the AFC North.
You think the Browns are going to be good?
No, just as a sleeper. I mean, 9.5 is pretty.
Nick Chubb, is he getting the ball or not?
Yep. Amari Cooper.
I would hope so.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah, but that is not a. Oh,
no,
speaking of the Cleveland Browns, there's news out of there. Big news out of there. Drafted kicker out of LSU has been released by the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have made a trade with the Chargers for veteran kicker Dustin Hopkins, who will now be the kicker for the Browns as Dicker the kicker. Cameron Dicker is the kicker for the Chargers. This is big-time kicking news because old buddy got drafted. Normally when you get drafted, especially as a kicker, they're going to give you so many opportunities. I guess what the Cleveland Browns are saying, we did give you a lot of opportunities. As soon as I seen him kicking in week 1 of this preseason, and I know he has a massive leg and a lot of leg talent, he missed one to the right, and then he missed the next one to the left. And it was like, that's not good. Whenever your miss is potentially 30 yards gap, that's not good. He's going to figure it out, I would assume. He's going to go back to the drawing board. He still gets some money because he was drafted, but he'll go back to the drawing board, find his swing, end up somewhere that maybe isn't the windiest place in the NFL, and have a great career. Now, with that being said, Hopkins goes right into Cleveland. That is going to be no fun coming from the Los Angeles Chargers. But we got to remember Mason Crosby, still available. Used to kicking in shit.
Yep.
Green Bay is shit. That is a very windy stadium that nobody really talks about because it's Lambeau. It's beautiful.
Right.
Also, Robbie Gould, very available. San Francisco, very windy. Chicago, very windy. 2 veteran veteran kickers out there that could handle the Browns' wind if they were to potentially need it. But for now, it's Dustin Hopkins, who has a massive leg, and I'm a big fan of. But that's some big-time kicker news, AJ. Big-time kicker news.
I don't know if you saw, so whenever the game was Saturday, Friday, I don't know, whenever the Browns played, I was watching Cade York's lined up for like a 40-some yarder. You see it get tipped? He instantly knew it. He instantly starts telling people doing this. And I don't want to know if you saw it, if it got up. I don't know if it got up quick enough or not.
I did not see
that. They didn't get a massive push, but they jumped and they tipped it. And he instantly was like, oh, tip. And I'm thinking, like, that thing's got to get up right away, man.
Yeah, so did the refs not say tip? Because normally the refs say it, and then you would like that ref to be a little bit louder. You know, like, hey, can we let everybody know that ball was not me? Okay, that was just that whole thing. But yeah, at this stage of the game, I would assume Browns fans and also the Browns front office said, yeah, it was blocked, but also don't get it blocked. So, you know, that is just kind of life of the kicker. Speaking of kickers, let's talk good about kickers. Kickers are now draining 50-plus yard field goals as if they're 25-yard field goals. Both Carlsons hit fucking bombs this past weekend. Now, they are brothers, I do believe. This is the one for the Raiders. He hits from 62 right before half. Damn. That thing clears halfway through the uprights. Would have been good from 67, probably 68 if it had to. He and Cole, the punter, have massive legs. Here's his brother, rookie, drafted from 57, replacing Mason Crosby at Lambeau. Commentators go crazy, as do teammates. It feels like a whole different class, a new different era. This is no longer Crosby's team. This is Carlson's team.
Yeah.
That's what people were saying.
Well, he has a massive leg, but I think the thing that I'm more worried about is like he's been missing a lot of PATs, which is kind of, like that's nice. That's sweet that he can go out there and blast a 56-yarder, but like we need those.
57, I do believe.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, you cut him out of 3 feet there. Already sound like a little bit like a hater, but all you need is to hit one of those, and maybe this will straighten out the extra points too.
I hope so.
Maybe that's the confidence breakthrough that he needed to showcase to everybody, especially with the crowd pop. You're at Lambeau, go, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, you miss a couple of those at Lambeau with Crosby being there for so long, like, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Then you make a 57-yarder, everybody's on your side. You saw the floor over there. Hell yeah, it's my guy. I brought him in here. Gutekunst is like, damn right. Old Graybird, old Crosby couldn't do that right now. If he had to, we shall see that. You don't want to have a bad kicker. Okay, it shows up when it shows up. It shows up when it shows up. And normally it's a big time. Graham Gano, 2 50-plus yard bombs at the age of 37. He's still hitting kickoffs through the fucking uprights. I don't know what that guy's drinking, but everybody needs to be drinking the same thing. He's murdering footballs right now, and you fake drafted and disrespected him right to his face last year.
Yeah, but then I reversed the curse and I changed my team name to Team Graham Gano Rocks, and I traded Adam Thielen for him. So, I honestly take a little bit of a responsibility for how well he's kicking now.
Okay, and last but not least, thank you for doing that, motivating him. I think he's missed like one kick in 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's wild.
He's unbelievable right now, locked in, zoned in. And Jake Elliott goes from 59 for the Philadelphia Eagles right in front of my face, and I couldn't see it go through the uprights because I was at the corner of the booth. I couldn't see from like the 30-yard and in, but I saw him line up and kick that thing casual.
Beast.
Casual leg. Kickers are very good right now. So if your team has a bad kicker, know that there's probably a great one out there somewhere, and that problem will get fixed. Don't blame all kickers for your kicker sucking. A good kicker's on his way. And congrats to all the kickers doing their thing.
There you go, kickers.
We have some breaking news out of Arizona. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, the Cards are tanking. They traded Isaiah Simmons last week. They traded a left tackle, I believe, a right tackle last week. And then they just cut Colt McCoy, who I believe was supposed to be their starter.
The governor?
What?
Yep. They traded for Josh Dobbs this weekend.
That's right.
But Cardinals are tanking.
Full blown.
Whoa. That is a surprise.
That's absurd.
He was like a coach, I thought.
Yeah, he was really good when Kyler got hurt for them.
And he's Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
So who all's on the roster now?
Dobbs.
I believe.
Tyler.
Yep. And Clayton Tune or David Blah.
Oh, okay. They're fine.
Okay. As long as they got blah.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, they're trying to get that
Are they-
first and second pick.
Are they trying to not guarantee his contract and pick him back up after the first day of the league year?
Which would happen to somebody with more than 5 years NFL experience. If you're a vested player and you're on the roster the first week, you are guaranteed your full contract. So maybe they are playing a little fucker.
They better hope he doesn't get claimed off waivers.
Yeah,
probably
we need to
would.
sign him.
Yeah.
Someone will, right?
Us.
Obvious.
This was the last year of his contract. He was making $5 million this year.
All right. So maybe it was a little, we don't want to guarantee his contract, so we'll get rid of him. He's going to be a governor someday, I think, of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Colt McCoy. He's also from our class, me and Matthew Stafford.
So maybe
Has he said that? Does he want to run for office?
No, I think everybody in Texas wants him to run for office. I think that's kind of how it goes.
Goes to the Commanders, then.
Get you one of these.
Yeah.
Get you one of these.
Probably have one of these.
Sandlot. Anyone chew Red Man in there?
Used to.
Not what it's called anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is it called? What is it called?
I'll tell you what it's
Tobacco?
not called. Wow.
Jeez.
That was despicable.
Sign any
Holy
petitions
hell.
lately, AJ?
Hey, are you one of the
That's what
90,000?
tobacco was. Loose tobacco, what my grandpa used to chew.
Yeah,
Oh,
take-
Oh,
still
now
does
make it better. Generational stuff. Okay. We get
American
it. Yeah, you're
freedom.
Ohio. Okay.
The light brown bag, the
Okay.
handbag was delicious.
It's American freedom now.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. You're chewing on
News to
American
me.
freedom.
I remember when people used to pack that thing, they'd slap the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, is that like big league chew? You know, like the gum?
Yeah, double bubble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Put it in there. I want to vomit. Oh, yeah. Can't do it.
A lot of
They did look really cool, though.
Oh, yeah.
But I just would get ridiculously sick immediately upon it getting in my body.
Tasted delicious. But that was the anytime if you hadn't done it for a while, like that is the battle. The first 10 minutes is you're gonna dry heave several times, and then once you get past that, it's delicious. Yeah, that green bag. Well, boy,
America's best.
There it is.
Since 1887. I don't think that's true. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Brad in Evansville, Indiana. Brad, what's going on, pal?
Hey, what's up, boys? How you doing? Keep 'em moving?
Hell yeah.
Just want to do a quick shout-out. Listen, every week, first-time caller. I got on here quick as shit. Shout-out to the phones.
Hey, shout out, Brad. We appreciate you, buddy. What do you want to talk about?
Hell yeah. Just want to say, it's why does it only got to be a feel-good Friday? It's Monday. Why can't we have feel-good Monday? Start the week off right.
You follow Gary V?
He must.
No, sir.
Okay, Gary V has a big thank God it's fucking Monday or something like that. Run with
Hell yeah.
Brad. Hell yeah, Brad. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, normally it's overreaction Monday, because we're overreacting to everything that happened to the weekend, and normally a lot of things happen for us to overreact to.
Sure.
But it is a feel good every day, pal. If it ends in Y, it's a feel good day. Are you alive? It's a feel good day.
Amen.
Now, granted, life will throw some shit at you.
For sure.
Yeah, it will.
That's why you need to put those shin guards on.
That's right.
Life doesn't care what day it is.
And we gave away one shin guard. I needed both of them for game day. I forgot about that. That's 100% on me. I was just getting wham.
Pick up some new.
Where are you going this weekend?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Who's playing?
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Come on,
Sweet.
Hey, game day should be very good this weekend. We have some massive names.
Let's go.
Coming on the program.
Oh, okay.
I'm very, very excited to get down there. Also, some big time games. LSU, FSU.
Michael Jordan?
So I don't think
That would be sweet.
It would be. It would be. I don't think so. But kind of a Michael Jordan of their own sphere.
Oh, shit.
That's right. Well said.
Jeez.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we could say that.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it away.
No.
Of their own sphere.
Is this
So,
the
what
son-
sport?
Well, I heard
Well,
someone
sphere,
who's.
I said.
I heard someone who's not going to be there. That would be the MJ of their sphere.
Who?
You know.
Faldo?
He turned us down too.
Yeah, June ain't going to be there. Junior ain't going to be there.
Yeah.
I heard there was chance Junior was going to be there. Junior not going to be there.
The son of that famous guy is going to be there, though. I forget what his name was, to be honest.
The
I
author?
would have said it.
The author?
Yeah. Famous author. Whose boy? He lives in Charlotte, I thought.
No, he's not in Charlotte. I think he's in different.
What?
He's talking about Wright
Who?
Thompson. Wright Thompson has that, football. He does that voiceover thing for game day.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know who he's on. I've never met him. He's never at game day, but his voiceovers are on game day. I've only heard him on game day. He has that very distinctive, it's like he smoked 1,000 cigarettes.
Yeah. Yep, Marlboro Reds.
And he has
Great.
So I'm like, who is this guy? I'm excited. Then they told me he was the son of Hunter S. Thompson. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, Fear and Loathing.
Is he really?
No. Turns out he's not.
Oh.
But I want to let you know, I was devastated when I found out he wasn't.
Crushed.
But I was up here. I'm like, I'm on a show. He's the same guy who has this sweet voice, who's the son of Hunter S. Thompson. Jesus.
Did Hunter S. Thompson have any kids?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yep.
One
Oh, he
kid
did?
named
Juan.
Sweet.
Juan.
because that's how many kids he wanted to have. Just one.
Exactly.
Oh,
Wright
crazy.
Thompson is not Hunter S. Thompson's kid.
No, he's not.
That was an eye opener today.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
I was a little distraught. That's why Connor was too. That's why he brought it up.
That's why I brought it up. Yeah.
We felt so cool. Like that was one of the coolest things. I was thinking about putting it in my Twitter bio. On show with Hunter S. Thompson's kid.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful Saturday morning.
Oh, I
Here we
can't
go.
wait. Game day's back, baby.
Hell
These
yeah.
old whites are going to hate me. I put out a video that said, some of these southern whites really hate me. And I got messages from some people on the old Instagram and on the X that were like, it's not just the southern whites. I'm like, okay, sorry. Pacific Northwest.
Everywhere.
Also the Southwest. That's on me. I do apologize. But college football seemingly has that demographic in spades that do not like my actions, and I love it. I appreciate how passionate they are about it. They said some mean stuff about me though. They said some mean stuff.
They bumped their gums.
So many of them.
They'll be all right. They'll stick around. They'll be all right.
If you don't,
No, they said they're not actually. They said they're not watching anymore.
I'm going to Fox.
Okay.
A lot of them are at an ESPN, at and whatever, not watching because this necklace-wearing, loudmouth, obnoxious, annoying. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So sorry. Man. This is a Saturday morning tradition. I just ruined for this whole entire family. I'm just trying to have a good time out here. Sorry, I didn't pick your team.
I was gonna say, you just gotta wait a couple weeks. You'll pick their team. This fucking McAfee guy,
I didn't like him at the beginning,
but I've really come around.
I like the cut of his
good
jib.
picks.
Oh, he picked the Cougs this week? Yeah.
Bro, it's been tough. It's been tough on these internet streets for your boy. I'll tell you, there's not been a lot of fun out there. But hey, it's a good place. The internet's still a good place.
Good place, the internet.
Yeah, sure.
Still a great place. Still a great place. Next Thursday we're live.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, gonna have to stay off the internet for like 3-4 months.
Yeah, I thought Gumpy was going on the internet now.
He is, but like when you open your phone and you see your name on there, it's hard not to just be like, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have just clicked on my
Everybody's clicking that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's right in your face. What are you going to do?
I open my phone, I see my name.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to click on this. That was a mistake.
Well, and in your heart of hearts, you're probably thinking, you know what? People are probably saying a lot of nice stuff about me.
Man,
I think I did pretty good.
Is this the meet thing? Is that how?
Yeah.
You know, because F1 was kind of taking over for game day.
That son of a.
So I didn't know what was happening, you know, because they're on ESPNU was running at one speed. At ESPN, it was running at a different speed.
Yep.
And then, you know, F1 instead of game day qualifiers. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we not done with F1? The same guy wins every fucking time.
Yeah, congrats. 9 in a row.
Yeah.
I heard 9 in a row.
Way to go,
Amazing.
Max. We don't give a shit.
No, but also first day of college football. I mean, that was certainly something that made me go, what the fuck's going on here?
Flagship program on the network. Yeah.
F1's on ESPN.
Yeah.
Over game day for
F1
like
is
35 minutes.
I mean, I know that happened, but I guess I didn't know they were carrying it.
Drivers kept
Here,
wrecking.
well, anybody that I was in a group text with, I'll let you know that. There was not a lot of excitement about that whole thing.
Luckily, it was under a caution flag, too, when game day started, so you actually didn't see anything. It was just.
Oh, yeah, they were interviewing people about what could potentially happen in 20 minutes when they're back on the track.
Exactly.
That's cool.
That was good TV.
Yeah.
Not saying
Why does the same guy win every race?
he's got the best car.
Yep.
But
It's engineers
okay. Yeah,
tour.
that's all I need. We don't need to even dive into it. I don't.
Yep. That's it.
It's the final answer.
Yeah.
And you can't pass people, right?
Some of the races I do believe are time trial.
Mm-hmm.
Have they lost? Has F1 lost some steam?
Yeah, I would assume. Anybody has eyes and like taste, it stinks. What do we?
Had a good run though. Had a good run.
It did. A lot of money in there. I mean, there's a lot of money in there.
Aren't they still building that whole? Is it Vegas? They're building a crazy setup
yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yeah, call our F1 aficionado.
Well,
please.
that's how I kind of knew. We were all saying that, and Debo was awfully quiet in there. He didn't have any kind of rebuttal. He didn't have any. He knew.
I've tried to watch F1. You know, it's in
Brad Pitt movie might bring it back though.
I think it's IndyCar. No,
No,
it's
it's
F1.
No, it's F1.
Yeah.
He's driving.
Definitely will watch that for sure.
Yeah, if Brad
I don't
Pitt's
know
in
if I will.
Brad Pitt, you're gonna watch
He's
it.
actually
I love
driving
Brad
too.
Pitt. Brad Pitt's amazing. He reminds me of Orshlovsky when he's always eating in his scenes. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that whole thing.
Nah, the guy who directed Top Gun Maverick directed it, so there's going to be some sweet shit in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. But we hate sports still.
Yeah, still not going to watch the sport
Boom.
after.
Well said.
Man, we're about to be on the road though, like 16 weeks straight. Let's go. I don't know how the WWE. Oh, speaking of, because we haven't got a chance to address it. Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt or The Fiend, or I forget what they called him at the very beginning of this whole thing. Whatever. He passed away last week, I do believe. I don't know what the internet has reported or officialized, but he was 36 years old, which is the same exact age as me. And obviously, I didn't get a chance to become friends with Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, but I did obviously get a chance to meet a lot of people that know him with my time at the WWE. I got a chance to shake his hand, meet him, tell him I appreciate his brain and everything like that. And what WWE did on Friday night during SmackDown, which led off the whole show, was this video package. I was crying my fucking eyes out, just absolutely sobbing for somebody I've been a fan of but didn't know personally, and my wife was as well, because anytime something like this happens, especially with somebody who's accomplished so much in such little time and reinvented himself and really did things his way, you know? But whenever you see somebody your age pass away, it is it hits a little bit differently, especially if you're a fan of them. So, like, rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. Thank you for your service for our entertainment, and, like, that really fucked me up watching that whole thing. And I think it's a nice perspective putter for all of us that who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, they said he had been battling against some heart things going on. And inevitably, I think the internet has assumed that's what took place. But like, he was able to go wrestle for 35 minutes in front of 90,000 people. So let's assume his heart rate has gone really high, had a pretty healthy existence, more so than a lot of people. And his heart, allegedly, is what made him pass away. And this has been happening at an alarming rate for younger, healthy people. So I just would like to reiterate the fact yet again, I think we should get our shit checked a lot earlier than we ever thought we had to, because this is scary that it can happen out of nowhere, and obviously devastating to everybody that has ever seen this man's work or known him. So rest in peace to Wyndham Rotunda. You did good, buddy.
Yeah.
You done good. But fucking sad, dude. Sad stuff, AJ.
It's weird. It's weird getting older, isn't it? It's weird, especially when people die around your age or even younger than you. It's terrible.
It is.
I don't get it.
It's a whole different ballgame because, WWE, obviously, a lot of stars have happened throughout the last 50 years or whatever. So they have people that pass away and they do the 10-bell salute and they do a video package and everything. But it's always like legends and icons, people that I watched whenever I was growing up. And some people would die a little bit younger on there and you'd be like, makes sense though, This one was like, damn, this guy.
Out of nowhere.
Same age.
Nuts.
Yeah. That was wild. That was sad. And his brain was a fucking good one.
Yeah.
Wild brain. The things.
You know where he was from?
Had an accent.
Because he definitely had a unique style, a unique character. I'm not diehard into seeing everything, but man, that guy seems out there. I respect his creativity.
Florida man. Also in the wrestling family. His dad was IRS. His uncle was in, I believe.
Jeez. Okay.
Brother.
His match at the Royal Rumble. You did.
Yeah.
This
with
year.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was just
nuts.
So absurd.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Never happened before. Just created something. It's just very impressive human being who's gone way too soon, and a perspective putter for all of us that this whole thing could end tomorrow. So try to enjoy yourself. Not always easy. Assholes everywhere. But just try to enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Try to do things your way. And try to wake up and say, you know what, today's going to be a good day, even though some days it's not easy at all. Okay? We all agree?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Oh, shit.
There it is. Get out of town.
What?
Get out of town.
What are you doing?
Well, I forgot that camera
Shoot
was
it.
on.
You make the next one.
Staring at my ass, but
You make the
I
next
was
one.
fucking melted. I thought that was in, just like the football thing.
I thought you were asking somebody to spot you or something. Yeah, make the next one.
I'm not doing any squats. I don't do squats, so I don't need.
You don't need to. Your legs are jacked no matter what.
Thank you. I appreciate that. They are, but I've been doing a lot of wall sits. These things suck.
I got my kids doing wall sits all the time. Yeah, they're tough, man. That reminds me of, man, we used to sit here and have competitions, like our whole football team doing wall sits, and then put 45s on your lap.
Yep, exactly. 45-pound plates on your lap, and you just got to sit there. And then I saw some school has like a guy walk across it. We didn't do that, but it's
It's a nightmare.
We didn't do that, but I do.
They would just come stack more plates on us, like as though you have 2, 3, 4 left. They just keep putting 45s on you.
Go ahead. Why do you stand up? We got 110s for the next 2 hours. It's like, so now if I my legs, everybody's going to hate me.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of hate me right now. Those things are hard, bro. You can steal them
Really
too.
hard.
You can steal a wall sit anywhere. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like you can steal a quick leg workout. Just like, I got like 5 minutes here waiting for something. There's a wall. Let me just go ahead and
boom.
Yep.
Just so simple, but so hard, obviously.
Oh.
So strong.
So strong. Here we go.
Boys, he's got to get hot by next Thursday.
Plenty of time.
All right, I'm done with it. Okay, we'll be back.
On the
That
right.
one should have won in.
It should have, and that one should have.
That one should have won in. Those two should have won in.
Both of them, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the deal is today in the Thunderdome. I don't like it. Okay, we're gonna come back tomorrow. Things are gonna get cleansed.
Hell yeah.
Let's get some of that shit that gets the bad spirits out.
the incense.
Sage.
Sage.
Sage, yep. Kyrie stuff.
Don't give up yet.
Never.
He's got a new haircut. You see that?
Yeah, I did.
He looks sweet.
He does.
Oh, so
God.
Man, that was
Wow.
Jesus.
That was in.
every one of them. Every ball.
Mm-hmm.
This is me golfing at Tahoe, by the way.
That's the one.
Son of a bitch. Missed the whole thing. We're back tomorrow. Tomorrow's big time show. Big thanks to Dalvin Cook. Yeah, let me see that thing. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bust up my hands a little bit here.
There it is.
Oh, yes.
Warm 'em up.
Russ, seriously, what was the idea behind this? What was it supposed to do? What do you think?
I have no idea, but I have gotten more tweets from people that thing, the price just continually is getting slashed. I mean, that thing is in 99-cent bins at every Target, Walmart, sporting goods store
And we
around
know
the
why.
country. Yeah. We know why.
It's impossible to play catch with.
It is. And they advertise it like you can throw it 400 yards.
You can't.
You can, but maybe like 1 out of every 50. And the other ones, usually you're throwing about 12 yards and they're just going right to the ground.
Because the people don't know how to calibrate it.
Tight spiral.
Yeah, thank God that didn't hit the backboard. Would have broke it. Yeah.
You're right. That's what I was trying to put the touch on it for.
Yeah, just right in the bucket.
I might have learned a golf swing, AJ. Just a heads up.
Uh-oh. You going through a swing change?
Yeah, I am. I'm rebuilding it from the fucking ground up. It's
a big one. I love hearing that.
I'm starting with my feet. I'm going all the way through my body. I'm building this thing from the...
Where'd you get it? YouTube clip or what? Who was it?
Instagram. Thank you.
Reels.
Yeah, I got a...
You're not coming out of the pocket? Aren't you coming out of the pocket still?
I am coming out of the pocket just a little differently. I'm coming out a little bit differently now.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Wednesday morning, we're going to be live out back in the morning, probably 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m., we're going to be live here on the YouTube, trying to hit all in one. We'll probably do like $100,000 a charity thing if somebody hits it.
Nice.
For an hour.
Perfect.
Make it.
You want to come out for it?
I don't know if I could, but that'd be nice. I'd
Just say no. Okay, Rap
How convenient. Yeah, would love to have it for charity, because you're a good player.
Right. Come on.
All right. Just think about it. Helping the world, maybe. Okay. All right.
Consider
Thanks.
something.
Big thanks to Dalvin Cook, TJ Watt, and obviously the last appearance Ian Rapoport's ever made on the show. Happened today.
Yep.
Good run.
People are coming.
That show's going to blow up, though, on NFL Plus.
It's freaking huge, man. It's a great idea.
What?
I think so, too.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
No. He basically is.
Hey, rap. Hey, rap.
Can I hear ya? Can I hear ya?
Goodbye, Rap. Appreciate you, buddy. You've helped us out immensely. We've loved it.
Did he say the show is live from like 12 to 12:40?
It was.
All right, we don't need to get
And then, no, for real, but then he said then it replay. I thought it was a 2-hour show.
Yeah, but you got to remember probably commercials over there on NFL Plus.
Yeah.
We got to plug the other NFL Pluses.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
There's a lot of
I
different
got to figure out what
content.
NFL Plus is, honestly.
it's a website.
Well, the preseason's over.
Right,
You
or
don't
an
need
app.
it. You don't need it anymore. So.
App, website, what is it?
No, you can watch Red Zone on your phone if you have it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I will get it.
Well, YouTube TV, you can watch it on your phone too.
You can watch primetime games as well.
I will get it. And I will watch Rap while we're live.
Are you?
Rap will be right here.
Yep.
Just in case.
Always.
Always with me. The amount of, a lot of people our people were bashing me about, not going to be able to have Rap Sheet on. We had Schefter on a couple weeks ago, literally one day after and before Rap Sheet coming on. And there were some people who are like, can't have Rap anymore on because you're on ESPN, huh? Sell out. It's like, you have no idea what I actually had to do to get Rap to remain on the program. And then he just gets a fucking daytime show out of nowhere. Yeah. It's because Rap's a dog, which is why we want him on the show.
Yeah.
We're happy he's a daily guy. Good luck, Rap.
Good luck, Rap.
Good luck, Rap.
Most dogs are loyal, though. So he's not really a dog. He's kind of like a...
No, there's some dogs that get adopted,
Yeah, and then they're loyal to that person forever. So like Rap being from NFL Network would be like a ESPN adoption, right?
What were they before, ZD?
4.5.
Colt McCoy gets cut. The Arizona Cardinals over-under on wins number drops from 4.5 to 3.5. That's what Colt McCoy does.
That's right.
Colt McCoy moves the fucking book.
Mm-hmm.
There's been other quarterbacks that have been signed to like $90 million, $100 million contracts, and the book doesn't move at all. Colt McCoy gets released from the Arizona Cardinals. They go, whoop, they take a game off. If they're making that decision right now, who knows what else they got going on. At least a game. Could have won half a game.
Yeah.
Could have won half. They decided to go full game, obviously. Congratulations to Colt McCoy being a fucking influencer.
Wow.
Congrats to Colt McCoy still having the juice. And congrats to the Cardinals doing whatever they think they're doing to win games.
There are still 4.5s out there. If you think Colt moves the number that much, you could go get him, and you could make that bet.
Yeah, see, that would be Billy Walters.
Yeah.
Right.
So they moved to 3.5 on DraftKings, but somewhere else it's probably a 4.5. So if you think it's an under, you could probably steal a game right now with whoever. This is what Billy Walters would tell us to do.
That's right, and that is also in the book. If you look into it.
Billy Walters is in 10 books right now.
He is.
Trying to get this bet in for the under on the Cardinals
Right.
now that he saw one move and nobody else has moved. Okay, fascinating. Look at us learning from our conversation.
Yeah.
And we haven't even been
in the book
yet.
No.
But we will.
That's right.
This week.
We just won. Holy shit, look at us.
Look at us.
We just beat the book.
Let's did it.
Good work, boys.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Tomorrow's a loaded show. Should be a good time. Actually, I don't think we have anybody on it, but we will by the time tomorrow comes. Yeah. Which, we got Hovland on.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
We got Hovland on, 12:20.
Hey, Vic.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could not.
He's awesome.
Did you watch? I watched the whole thing.
I didn't see all of it, but I saw a good chunk.
I had a great afternoon. With Hovland and Xander Schauffele. I mean, they were playing incredible golf. That was a lot of fun. Normally in those types of situations, especially in the modern era, somebody doesn't answer the bell. Xander Schauffele answered the bell. He was down 6 at one point. You would think he would give up. He did not. We're talking birdie. He gets that thing to 5. They thought, this could be a 2. They could get it to 3. Hovland buries like a fucking 30-foot putt. I mean, it was like it was good golf. It was very good golf to finish up the PGA season. He wins $18 million on a Sunday, plays incredible golf, and we'll be talking to him tomorrow. That handsome Norwegian's great for golf.
Yes, he is. Huge.
He is great for golf, dude. He's
always like smiling, seems to be having a great time out there. Yeah, he's a stud right now. He can't miss.
Plays quick.
25.
He plays quick. He's having fun. He's good. He buries putts. He seems to be very poised and comfortable. They said he started working with certain different numbers coaches, some Paisan they hired to get into data and analytics where he's giving up strokes because his course management, I guess, was crap back in the day. Like, hey, you're losing strokes, but you're going for here. You need to be going here to here. They made him like a smarter golfer. I think he worked on a guy on his short game because the short game wasn't great. Hired like a short game coach to bring into his thing and just became like dog.
So good.
Wins the last 2 tournaments of the season. Obviously going in the Ryder Cup should be great. Can't wait to talk to him tomorrow. Okay, it's good news.
Yes, that'll be awesome. Sweet.
Okay, sick. And how many days away from football are we?
We're 10 days away from NFL
Tomorrow
football.
we will be what?
9 days away from NFL football.
Shane Leckler will join us tomorrow.
Hell
to celebrate
yeah.
the greatest 9 days away from NFL football. In my eyes, the greatest 9 that the NFL has ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Only made like 10 straight Pro Bowls or something like that as a punter. Texas boy.
Right.
He's a Texas boy now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have one of these in.
Yep.
Okay. And would much rather be doing one of these than just murdering footballs, but he did it for like 20 years better than everybody. He's probably the next Hall of Fame punter. Should be, at least.
Legend.
Can't wait to watch that and chat with him tomorrow. He was in town a couple weeks ago with his daughter's softball team.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Remember he sent me a text at like 10
yeah.
o'clock at night. He said, hey, tomorrow morning, me and 27 girls are coming to your office. I want to show them what your show looks like. And I'm like, that's not happening, Shane. Okay, we're in the middle of a lot of things. So he'll probably call me a big timer because I wouldn't let 4 different softball teams in here in the middle of a workday. But can't wait to chat with them, AJ. Can't wait to chat with them.
I'm shocked. You didn't want them all coming in?
He sent
Checking
me
it out?
just a matter-of-fact text. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., me, 24 softball girls I'm in town with, coming to see the Thunderdome. I'm like, can't happen.
See you then.
Can't happen. He's like, oh, big time. That whole thing. It's like, no, I got meetings. What do we think this is, pal? We're trying to do a life. But if I was Shane Leckler, I would be a much better human, a much more hilarious human, and a much better punter. He'll be on tomorrow. Cannot wait to chat with him. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Could change their life. Goodbye.